what's happening? What up? What to do? That's for sure. But everybody in my city say, what up, doe? What up? What up, doe? What up? What up, doe? Big M, what is going on with your salute, salute, salute?
What's going on? What's going on this Friday morning, afternoon?
Oh, dang, it's Friday. Dang, it's my day. I didn't even know it was my day. Oh, jeez. So let's start it off real quick with this. That copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act, 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purpose such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research, y'all. You heard me say it. You can't say I didn't. It's in the chat. It's in the description. Oh, yeah, yeah. You know the rest. Let me shout out to the replay gang. What up? Salute, salute, replay gang. Leave us a, comment. Let us know what you think. Leave us a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new. And shout out to my bush watchers. Yes, I'm talking to y'all. Take whatever finger you would like. Real smooth motherfucking like, real cool like, and real true like. Tap on that thumbs up button for your girl and Big M, okay? Do it. Support our channel, share the live, in my TikTok voice, share the live. Subscribe to the channel, y'all. It's free 99. And again, become a member. Become a part of the family. In my opinion, you would look better in green over here. Get you a green jacket. Rock the green over here. It's kind of cold in the Detroit. So yeah, salute, 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 y'all. What is going on with y'all? What's up, Big M? With you having a good day?
Yeah, it's the weekend, get the grandkids.
Oh yeah, what time you get them?
Girl, they already here.
Yeah, okay, okay. All right, so real quick, I just want to go ahead and take a minute. I just want to check, the court dockets real quick before we move along. I just want to make sure there's no court dates or anything, because with Rebecca Park, I was digging and digging and I couldn't find nothing, and I don't want to miss no court dates or any surprises, guys. So let me go ahead and share my screen. Let's share it. Okay, let's go to this one first. We're gonna check on the monster. Monster butts. Let's see if there's any surprises. You never know in this case. Looking all good. Still everything, we got 123, 2026 pre-trial, 10:30. Then we have a 223-26 jury trial, 8:30. Okay. So let's stop with that one. I want to check on Shannon Harris, so I just want to, I just want to. So let's go check on her. Let's see what Shannon Boban got going on. Burple Nurple. Shannon, what you got going on, bro? You been going to court? You got any court hearings? Let's see. Okay, let's go to the monkey do number one. Okay, the only. Oh wait, let me go back. Actually, one, so we know. So we're searching for monkey do number one. Okay, that's not her. That's not her. Oh, there's Shaquita, Shalonda, Loranda, Patanda. There she go. Okay, close, close, close. We have an open one right here. Okay, okay. Okay, close. All right, hold on. Let's go. Oh, wait, that's not. Oh, this is her. Let's see what this is. This open case. Let's click on it. Can y'all see the screen? Oh, yeah, y'all can. All right. Okay. So on 8/4/2020. Oh, this 2021. Why is this shit still open? Hmm. Driving unregistered vehicle. Okay, okay, okay. $50, $50. KKK. Okay. 9/8 events. Let's check it out. Do 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 do. Okay, okay, blah blah blah. Just the same shit that's been here. Nothing has updated. So let me stop sharing right here. Let me go back to the good old 36 or the third district. Hold on. Let me share my screen. Let's go to the family non-civil side, the family side of things. And see if she's got anything going on. Like, let's see if anything's new going on just to do it. just to do it. Let me go back. Non-criminal, this is where we find about our, child support and who's suing who and who, blew who, all that shit. Um, okay, boom, boom, boom. Let's go to this biatch. Shannon. Shannon. Let's see if she had anything going on lately. What's going on? Okay. Nope. Last time she was down there was on 110 the day 2024. 110 2024 to do a DNA test that's been disclosed not for the public. So no updates on anybody going to court. There's the receipts on that. So yeah. But I just wanted to see. But yeah, y'all ready to get back into Michelle? Holy shit, how'd y'all sleep last night? How'd you sleep, Big M?
Pretty good, pretty good. Well, no, actually, I didn't. For real, for real.
No, I mean I slept, but like when I woke up, it was like it still was with me. It was like the first thing I was just like really thinking about how real that shit was last night. That was some real shit, right?
Yeah.
All right. So we're gonna get right back into it, cause we've been listening to two sides. Us little crime junkies or whatever you want to call us. Obsessed with crimes and stuff like that. We all listen to John Wayne Gacy. We all listen to Ted Bundy. We all listen to Dahmer. I know if y'all obsessed with crime just like me, I know y'all watch them interviews, done the professional way. Yeah, it's got to be done professionally. Yep, I do agree professionally. But that's part of crime, right? So last night we heard Michelle, uh, I just tell it all, like literally so graphic details, and it was the realest shit ever. And yeah, so let's go ahead and keep listening, man. And then we're gonna listen to Gabby's interview. I wanna play that whole interview, and then we will be coming back later tonight. We're gonna come back later tonight, and we're gonna cover Janiyah McMichael Rogers. Help bring Janiyah McMichael Rogers home. Justice for that baby, praying for all the family and her humble king as a father. Keep your head up, man. He's a humble king. So we're gonna come back and cover her later. But yeah, let's go ahead and get back into it. You ready, Big M?
For sure.
Hey, give me 1 second. I'm gonna share my screen.
Social feeds. The Axon, Apple's AI engine, reaches people in
Oh, good evening, good evening, good evening. Get you guys up in here again.
$16.90. This call is from a correction facility and is subject to monitoring and recording. Thank you for using GTL.
Okay, we back.
Yeah.
Okay. So, okay, we're gonna you said Maddie, he's fine, and we just gonna leave it
Yes,
at that.
he's
Okay.
yeah, he's adjusting fine. But you know what? After seeing her interview, I have no idea how that's going to affect him.
I have no idea.
Is it
That's why I'm doing this interview.
right? Is it a possibility he probably may not have seen the interview that you?
He a teenage boy. He's
Right.
a teenage boy, and this shit is nationwide. The Discovery ID channel,
Yes.
that's national. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
There is no way he's not going to see that. And that's why it is very important to me to get on here so he can hear me as well. Because it's bullshit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Agree.
It's bullshit. And I don't want him to see her publicly casting doubt, his own sister publicly casting doubt to whether that happened to him or not. So, and my thing is, don't lie. That's all I'm saying. She could have had this whole thing. You could have the flow. She could have had the floor. Don't lie. This ain't no fucking joke. This was our lives. So my thing is, if it was about her healing, if it was about her just getting over it, something, closure, then you wouldn't have lied. Because when you're going through healing and you're trying to get through something, you don't lie about the shit. You feel what I'm saying? So I feel like it's vindictive undertones to it, and it's pissing me off because she can sit up and tell that channel, the ID channel, basically a lot of shit that I did to Stoney and Stevie. You kept talking about Stoney and Stevie, what I did to them, but you never once shed a tear for what they did to Matthew. You never once showed any care for what they did to that boy. But all she did was say, I don't know if that happened. It was never proven. That's the shit that I cannot get over. And to have them fucking doing dramatizations behind her, like as she's talking, she was the fucking narrator. That shit got me.
Now let me ask you this, okay? Now Gabby did state that you hated her and Stoney's father, Mr. Alexander Dorsey. Was that true?
Because he wasn't shit. Absolutely.
Okay. What at one
I don't
point?
even want to talk about them.
Okay.
They're nothing. Like, you know.
Okay. We
I do. Yeah, I saw that part too. She got that absolutely spot on. I hate them.
Okay. Is it true at any time? Because she also stated that Mr. Dorsey was trying to come and see them, and you was not allowing
This the
that.
thing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she said that?
Yeah, she said that. Yeah, Mr. Dorsey was trying to come visit, but you wouldn't allow him to come visit.
That's the rest of the bullshit I'm talking about. I had to stop looking at the video. I had to stop listening to it because it pissed me off from what I heard. So no, I didn't hear that she said that, and that's a fucking lie. She was old enough that she remembered everything. So she never mentioned how I used to have to call and argue with this nigga with his alcoholic ass to come pick them up or to come see them. She never mentioned none of that, right? This is part of the reason why I do hate him. This is part of the reason why I hate that nigga. He didn't give a fuck about them girls, period.
Okay.
So the fact she's sitting up lying about that, I just feel like, I just want to know, how much did she get paid? That shit is pissing me the fuck off.
Okay.
That's the only thing I want to know. Like, your life is already, like, you putting all these lies out there to make it, what, more sensationalized or something? I'm not understanding. And as far as me, she's talking about the expenses for alcohol and drugs. She make it seem like I'm a fucking crackhead. Like, yeah, I did. My very last year, knowing that I was coming to prison for the rest of my life, and I fucked my life up, their life up, I sure did started fucking drinking. And I smoked marijuana. I smoked weed. To me, that ain't no fucking drug. But I never put weed in. As far as drinking, I bought the cheapest shit you could fucking buy, Mohawk. If anybody know about vodka, Mohawk is like damn near the cheapest shit you can get. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, Mohawk.
So yeah,
rock gut.
I did. Right.
Okay.
I did partake in drinking and fucking smoking weed to keep my fucking mind straight. You know, I'm gonna try to keep it fucking straight.
Okay.
But to say that I put that over food, that is a motherfucking lie. And on some real shit, that was the only reason I even bought a deep freezer. So I can keep up with the food, because we just had a regular refrigerator and freezer. I bought that fucking deep freezer because we used to get too much fucking food, and I wanted to make sure the household could be stocked the fuck up.
Do you think that you guys will eventually talk one day and getting that straightened out?
I mean, I'm always.
Because I feel like you guys had a good relationship.
I love.
See what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So all that shit, when she got talking about we were severely underweight, malnourished, get the fuck out of here. Now, did I feed them the most healthiest things? Absolutely not.
Right.
Shit. Sometimes we can eat meat, pork chop, steak, or whatever. I'm not one of them bitches where I'm going to eat steak and you going to eat hot dogs. They ate what the fuck I ate.
Right. Now,
They eat a lot of vegetables. Did I give them a lot of vegetables, fresh fruit, shit like that? No, it wasn't always like that. So if she's talking about malnourished as far as you didn't have the vitamins your body needed, like you get what I'm saying? No, I wasn't no healthy cook or shit like that, but come on. They wasn't no starving damn kids in Africa. And for her to fucking say that, I can only imagine what Matthew thinks. For her to say that she knew better than to ask for seconds, get the fuck out of here. But I tell you who I did starve. I starved Sterling and Steven after I found out what they did to him. You motherfucking right, I did.
right. Now, I want to touch down on Steven, because Steven was the first one to die. Is it true that
Yes.
I read his autopsy report, and then it said his private area, which was his genital area, all the way down to his
Burned.
rectum was burned. Was it what?
Burned. I set him on fire. I absolutely did. I did.
Okay, and did she scream? She's calling right back. Hello.
Sorry, we're gonna skip over that because last night, I mean, this guy, I didn't know he chopped up some of the stuff, so we already know we heard what happened to Steven's, the gruesome details, and we heard about Stevie too with the sword. So we're gonna just go ahead and skip that detail and listen to the rest of the call.
Hello, this is a prepaid call from
Michelle Blair.
the prisoner at the Department of Corrections, Woman, Lawn Valley Facility. If you feel you have been victimized or extorted by this prisoner,
People start getting your people to come in.
2832.
If you can, share this
This
video
call,
right now
press
and get your people in
0.
here to
To
start
refuse
watching.
this call, hang up or press. Your current balance is $15.44. This call is from a correction facility and is subject to monitoring and recording. Thank you for using GTL.
Okay, now we'll be back.
Yeah.
Before we go any further, I want to touch down on something that Gabby said in the interview that she done. That okay, you had Steven upstairs in the master bedroom, and you tortured him and you beat him for about a week before
It wasn't even just in the master bedroom. I tortured him all around the house. So I don't
Right.
know. You have to say something specific.
Okay, well, all I know is she said that the day that he passed on, that you were holding him in your arms, and
I was.
you was telling her come and give him a kiss and say goodbye because he was dying, and she came in and she said she was crying, and she
That's
said,
a damn lie. First off,
okay, hold on.
I know what you're talking about.
Okay, hold on. Let me get to it. She said that he said she told him she loved him, and he said real faint that he loved her, and he died, and she said she heard a breath, and she said, well, he's gonna be all right, he's breathing, and you told her no, that was his last breath, he's gone, he took his last breath.
Did she say that?
Yes.
She said that in an interview?
Yes, it's an interview.
Okay, so when it comes to anything about them, I would never lie.
Okay.
Because I don't give a fuck about killing them. So Stephen was breathing fucked up and making this weird noise. So I was sitting on the floor and I had one hand under his underarm and the other on his underarm. And I'm calling him. I'm like, Stephen. He's like, yes. That was the last thing he said. And then he died. He died from he died from how the wounds that I inflicted upon him. You get what I'm saying? I didn't just say, hey, I'm about to just. So I feel like he died from I always wanted to know, like, what finally did it. You get what I'm saying? I feel like his inside shut down. I don't know. But after he was dead, I called downstairs and I said, Gabby, Stephen just died. She just bust out crying. I gave her a hug and I held her for a while. And that was it. She didn't never see no fucking breath. It was nothing like that. And honestly, For some reason, I don't know why. I don't know how to do CPR. I don't know why I started doing CPR and I stopped. Like, what the fuck? I got disgusted with myself. Like, why the fuck are you even trying to give him CPR? Fuck him. Okay? So that whole part, if she said that, was a whole fucking lie. This the shit I'm talking about. That's that she want to go to Hollywood type of shit. Now that is pissing me the fuck off.
Okay.
So that's how that happened. There was no, you love him, and he said it back. It was none of that shit. He couldn't even talk. Last thing he said was yes.
That was his last words. Was yes. Okay.
Yes.
Let's go off into. I was reading a little bit more into Stoney's autopsy report, and it clearly stated
Mhm.
that she had a lot of old wounds on her, and the guy who performed the autopsy said that one of her arms had once upon a time it was fractured, and he said it looked like the wound looked like it could have been the injury was painful because the bone looked like it got healed and it was grinding. The bones was grinding together is how he put it in the autopsy. Do you
Shit.
recall of
When you
upper
say
fraction?
like how when you say old wound, like how old are you talking about? Like, cause I fucked her up over a course of a week. You mean like that?
No, he was saying it had to happen previously to that because it had started to heal. It was healing, and it said that she never,
Um,
never got a cast or anything. He can tell that it was never healed properly.
her arm had never. There was never any breakage in this girl's arm. So that part, I don't understand that.
Mm.
Her arms was never broke. She was never had a cast. It was never. I've never done anything to where her arm would be. You said bones grinding.
Yeah, because when it
So that part
healed,
I don't
yeah,
understand.
yeah, it's in the
So if you're
autopsy.
talking about,
Hmm.
yeah, I don't get that part. It's also they said something in court. I was listening to the autopsy examiner. He
Hmm.
claimed that I burned her with fucking cigarettes. So
Yeah.
that was a damn lie. I burned them with motherfucking water, hot steaming water, and I burnt their fucking skin off. So I didn't understand. Like, I just felt like, don't lie about this shit. That was another thing I had to sit in court and listen to. That was a fucking lie. Don't lie. I didn't burn her with cigarettes. I burnt her skin off with hot water.
Yeah, because I look back and you said that the water in the bathroom got extremely hot and you
Well,
burnt
that's
them.
because I went in the basement. I went in the basement and turned up. You know how they say hot, very hot,
Hmm.
shit like that. I turned it up to the highest level on purpose. And I turned the shower, every faucet on in the house, I turned it on until the water got extremely hot. I knew
Mm.
what I wanted to do.
Mm.
So, yes,
So basically, we can say
I
it
still
was
don't feel bad.
it was rage for what they did to Maddie. This is where all the rage
No,
comes
it wasn't rage. It wasn't rage because I was very calm.
from. Okay.
I was very calm.
Okay.
Just like how they probably was very calm when they was fucking him. I was calm. There wasn't no rage. I was angry as fuck. But I was
Okay.
sitting, and it was like it was me against them, me and Matthew against them. And I
Now,
thought Gabby too. I thought that Gabby understood the shit that they did to him was fucking wrong. I just don't understand her stance in this. So I'm feeling like she's feeling some type of way against her brother. It's not his motherfucking fault. None of this shit is his motherfucking fault. You just have a mother that don't play when it comes to fucking rape. And I did what I did. So I feel like, Gabby, if you're going to come for me in the best possible way you can, which is by telling the truth. Because the truth is damning enough towards me. You feel what I'm saying? But
hmm.
don't lie. I will not allow her, my own daughter, I will not allow her to come in between me and my son's fucking bond. And if you know if I killed two of my children over them raping him, why would I allow her to publicly cast doubt on him being raped? That's never going to happen. So I'm sorry if this is stopping her healing process or whatever for the things that I did do to her. But honey, Gabby, you should have known better. You should have known better to come for my fucking son. You knew better.
Okay.
I've been in this fucking prison for 8 years doing my motherfucking time how best way I know how. But now I'm up.
Okay. Not that's another thing because like I say, I'm gonna go through the history of I tried to reach out to you. I wrote you, I sent you an
Mhm.
email about maybe 2 years ago, and you never responded back. And I didn't
Oh,
send.
don't take it personal. I
Right.
don't respond to any of
Right.
them.
So
Don't take it
right.
personal.
So me and like I said, I did Tamara Marshall's interview, and
Yeah.
she one day she called me because she checks in with me kind of regularly.
Because you know what? Let me tell you, Tamar Marshall was always trying to tell me, like, hey, I have somebody with a podcast and they feel like you didn't get a fair shake. I would always tell him, no, I don't want to talk to him. I don't want to talk to nobody on the outside. I don't want to do the interviews. I don't want to do nothing. She always say, sometimes it's a blessing in disguise. Like, it's a blessing, like, that somebody want to talk to you about. You get what I'm saying? But I shut it all down. They would get frustrated with me, like, listen, don't let nobody else tell your story. You tell your story, especially if it's somebody willing to listen. But me being me, I'm like, fuck this. I'm going to just let it die down. Out of respect for Gabrielle and my son, I said, let me let it die down.
Yeah, now she did.
Hello?
Right, she did come to me and she did say that, and I respected that because she said, well.
So she was the first person I thought about.
Right.
I remember her all them times trying to tell me about you, and I said, you know what? Gabby did an interview, and I can't let this shit ride like this because she lied. She lied in it. And then she said, oh, I'm on it. I'm going to get you his number.
Most
and
definitely.
here I am.
And, and we appreciate you.
And I appreciate her for that, and I appreciate you.
I appreciate you for, coming on it, keeping it real. Like, you, now that's one thing I'm going to give you. You said that what you did, you acknowledged it was fucked up. It was messed up. You said that.
Absolutely.
Right.
Listen, let me tell you something. Everything that I'm saying right now towards my kids, and even the fact that I enjoy torturing their asses, even the fact that I don't give a fuck about them being dead, that is all fucked up shit. I acknowledge that.
Right.
But I don't regret it. I'm going to always stand behind my decision. That was my choice to make. Just like they made their choices when they fucked my son, they made their bed.
Big Ab, what you think? It's just some real life. This is real life. It's crazy. How can somebody say, I know what I did is so fucked up, but I don't regret it? Help me out, Big M.
Diabolical.
Right. Mental health is real. Am I big?
Exactly, because she just said she don't regret doing this.
She acknowledged the fact. Basically, took accountability. We've heard her took accountability, a ton of accountability. But how can you not regret it? How can you have no regret or remorse if you're taking accountability? You're a monster.
That's your child. Those are your
You can't. They
kids.
don't go hand in hand, right, Big M?
I just don't understand it. I can't get it.
Right, we can't. We got to study some more of these interviews because this dude has a whole page full of interviews with both sides. Because we've been watching both sides our whole life, And but there is definitely certainly in most time and a place. And again, you heard her say she's been sitting in prison for 8 years. Let the people know. Michelle Blair was convicted in July of 2015 for the unaliving of Stephen Berry, who was 9 years old, and Stony Blair, who was 13. Sorry, y'all. Yesterday I said 12. My bad. Again, I covered a lot of cases. And then they were put in the freezer for I think she did Stevie first, and then Stony, but they both were in there for for a long period of time.
I think 3 years.
Yeah, I think about 3 years. And she didn't go to trial. Her oldest daughter, Gabby Blair, was Stony. She had 2 girls with Alexander Dossie. And she hated him the most. The girls have her last name. And then she got with Stephen Berry, and that is Stephen Berry's dad, he's a Stephen Berry Jr., and Matthew Berry. Matthew and Gabby are still out here today. Gabby was about 6. Gabby's the oldest. She's got 5 years on the next oldest, who is Stony, who would have been 12 in 2015. So she did an interview, and when she was in her 20s, she's an adult. When the ID episode came out, which it's season 13, episode 2. I made it out alive. Evil Lives Here. Gabby Blair, we're gonna play it next. On the ID channel. I was like, dang, I didn't know she was that old, because at the time, she was a teenager when she helped put her siblings in the freezer because her mom made her. But Gabby, salute to you, prayers to you. You are a strong warrior. You're a soul survivor. You are a survivor. And then afterwards, that's why Michelle came out, because we didn't hear nothing from Michelle. But as soon as Gabby did her interview, she had to come and clear up the lies that she thought allegedly in her eyes are lies, because her baby Matthew, which we've all been saying it. Her relationship with Matthew is super duper weird, obsessive, and she's got issues. We know, and we're trying to figure out, like, because we know, well, we don't know. In my opinion, because this case is closed. It can't hinder this case. We can talk about it. In my opinion, I feel like she was doing nasty things to, for sure, Matthew. And then she was telling us kind of her story with all them graphic ass details that we heard her talk about, like these kids doing to her golden child. So she's just really, really sick, super duper sick. We don't have the padded rooms anymore, and she needs to be in one. There's 8 years and not an inkling. She poked 3 people being locked up. She's doing 2 life sentences. They added 2 years and 38 days to her 2 years life sentence for the pokings of while she's in the women's Huron River.
They should not have her with other people, because she gonna keep doing it. She got 2 life sentences. She knows she ain't getting out.
But that's what I'm saying. So, like, why not put that bitch in segregation? Like take her phone privileges away. She's in there clowning, acting crazy, poking people, assault.
They can't put her. I don't know if they could put her in seg for that long.
Well, then they need to build we need to advocate for we need mental hospitals, because I remember when they shut them all down. You know what they did? They just said, "Here you guys go, toodaloos," and let them loose on the street. Like, what? That's exactly what the fuck happened. Like, man. But let's keep listening, y'all. We're going to hear from Gabby in a minute.
After they did that, I don't know what was going through their head. I don't give a fuck. They fucked up. And most people don't know the Stony started with my first son first. I did not know that until everything came out. So when I say I fucked that bitch up so bad, I mean that. I don't give a fuck. I heard somebody ask.
In my opinion, I feel like she could not stand Stony. And then I didn't know. I just heard her say, I didn't know she's accusing her of doing it to both the boys. I thought, that's crazy. She cannot stand. Why? Do you hear the hate in her voice, Big M?
Yeah.
Like, remember, she started crying about Gabby. Remember, we heard her cry over Gabby and Matt last night. But even Steven, she's not so. But when it comes to Stony, remember about when we heard about the storage? She's got some fucking hate behind Stony.
Yes.
In my opinion.
In mine too.
A super hate, for sure. But, like, when it comes to Stony, you can tell that she probably got it the worst, y'all. Man. Poor Stony, may she rest in peace. May Stevie Jr. rest in peace, y'all.
Tell me, I don't think them kids did, Dad. They're some beautiful kids. What the fuck does beauty have to do with anything? What does it have to do with? You could be the most beautiful motherfucker walking around and be the most evilest snake on earth.
It's so easy to become a podcaster with Riverside. You just need a concept and a way to record it. Here's how.
See what I'm saying?
Damn, that's it is the motherfuckers with the suit and ties and the biggest life influencers and shit, out here just looking so motherfucking modest. Are the evilest. Y'all better squeaky up that discernment, because it's hard out here for 2026. You better do your fucking research. You better do your research. You better look them up. You better fucking do all that shit. Do all that weird shit. And I highly encourage it, because guess what? They are good at this shit. and we got to be better at it. So I don't know how not researching or knowing our surroundings wouldn't help that. But again, I'm gonna keep being fucking weird.
Me too.
Salute.
Yes. Now, like earlier, you and I we spoke, and
Yeah.
we talked about the sin. No sin is bigger than the next. Every sin is equal
Exactly.
in God's eye, and
Yeah, 'cause
we
I'm gonna
spoke
have to stand up. I'm
right,
gonna have to stand up in front of
right.
God and tell Him why I did what I
Mm-hmm.
did. And let me tell you something. I've accepted that. If I'm meant to go to hell, then that's why I'm gonna go. Let me tell you something though. My son is well worth it. He's worth it, and that's all I want him to ever know. He's important as fuck. Don't get me misunderstood. If somebody had touched them, I would have killed somebody for them too.
Mm-hmm.
But
Right.
it just turns out it's two of my own fucking kids. So it wasn't just, oh, I'm gonna kill somebody for Matthew. No, no,
Exactly.
no. If somebody had touched either of them, they would have been dead.
Right. Now we talked about the repentance, right? And you said that,
Right.
I said, God will forgive you. You're not a bad person. I
But this
said
the
that.
thing.
Right.
This the
I
thing.
know.
I
Let me
don't
say.
think he
Right.
can.
Let me finish, and I'm gonna tell you what everybody will say. I said
Okay.
that you're not a bad. I said you're not a bad person. What you did was bad, and I've done
Hmm.
some things in my past. I'm not a bad person, but what I did was screwed up to people. But
Yes.
and I said, well, maybe if you repent, the Lord will forgive you. And you said, I can't. He's not gonna forgive me because I can't repent because I don't feel bad for what I did. I can't repent
Right.
for
I
something.
don't regret it.
Right.
And to me, to my knowledge, to my understanding, when you ask God for forgiveness, that means that you are so sorry for what you did.
Mm-hmm.
You would never do it again. And that's why you're asking for forgiveness.
Mm-hmm.
My thing is this. I know one thing. I do believe in God, and I know I can't play with him. God just
Exactly.
knows who I am. I'm not going to play with him by asking him to forgive me for killing them because he knows that I don't regret it. And if I had to rewind time and go back and kill them again, it would be the same outcome. They would still be dead.
Mm-hmm.
So I won't dare fix my mouth to ask God to forgive me about something that I don't regret and that I would do again a million times over.
Right.
My only question to him is, why? Like, just why? Why? I know everything happens for a reason, but why did that have to happen to my baby?
Right.
Why?
We
And
can.
then I feel like it's like for my own, like he knew how I grew up, how I grew up. That shit fucked up my whole life.
Okay, Big M, I got a question for you. Here we go. So, if all sin is equal, and our Father God forgives us, does that mean if we're all going to heaven?
If you believe with your heart in the Lord Jesus
That's a great
Christ,
answer. Cause
and
he'll
you
know.
really repent for your sins, yes.
Do you think Michelle Blair truly is she doesn't have any remorse, obviously, so I don't think is a genuine she's like, my son's worth it to go to hell. I don't think that's I think our Father God's gonna know her heart's not near and dear in it. So I
Yes.
mean, is that what you mean?
Yes.
Okay, I'm trying to understand that better. Last night y'all hit me with that huge
Because she
turning
said
point.
she can't see, she didn't repent for her sin.
Right, and you
She
gotta
didn't
have
repent that
remorse.
sin. She can't
So
repent that sin.
so basically, so if you do ask for forgiveness, he'll know you can't do, you know what I'm saying.
You
But
can't
like
fake it.
when so all sin is equal. We were talking about all sin is equal, but you gotta really, and when you really ask for forgiveness, he'll know if it's coming from your
Yes.
heart or not. And he forgives all, but it's got to come from your heart. So it's the
Yes.
forgiveness. It's the asking for the repentance, right?
Yes.
It's how we repent. Is how it determines heaven and hell.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Big M. Salute to you. That's what I'm
So if
talking
it's
about.
not in your heart, you don't
No,
you
that I've
can't
read
fake
it
it
more.
with him. Yeah.
Right, and he'll know. Like because again, all these fakers out here, they're good actors, but you can't fool Father God because he knows your heart. He knows your intentions, and most of them, motherfuckers out here, your intentions, you be rubbing motherfuckers so motherfucking sweet on their ass just to fucking bite them. That is the weird shit, and you can't do that to our Father God, though. So, you know, if you can't do it out here in real life, how you gonna do it with him? Uh-oh. That was a big statement.
Yeah.
Let's keep listening. Thanks, Big M.
No problem.
So why let that happen to him?
Now,
And at the hands of two of mine at that.
now, let me ask you this: the father of your
Yes.
two kids, Alexander Dorsey, and Stephen, what was Stephen Barry?
Right.
They testified against you in court. What are your thoughts on them, and how did you feel about that?
Nothing. They was trying to fucking make themselves look good in public. That's it. But everybody know who knows us. They know. Even they families know they wasn't shit as motherfucking father. That's why when I walked in that courtroom and saw them niggas, I'm like, oh no, this is not what we about to do.
Oh, I saw
You
you.
gonna tell the truth up in this bitch. If you didn't give a fuck about milk, diapers, helping them, coming to see them, then why the fuck are you here after they dead? No, go to their grave site. You can see them then. I was confused. They showed up every court day. You know, the court is right down the house. I lived in the Martin Luther King apartments.
Right.
The courts was right around the corner from my house. It's crazy how they can make their way to the courthouse every time it was court. But you couldn't come see your damn kids, though. They try to make it like, oh, I kept them away from you. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, matter of fact, the court, if I'm
and
not
Alexander Dorsey, Alexander Dorsey and his fat, greasy mother, me seeing them on TV, they did not give a fuck about them. So I'm just confused.
You have 1 minute remaining.
Hey, you know, you can call back. You know, we can keep this going. You can call back because, you know, like I say, and you right, the court from your house to where the court was, it was actually about a mile and a half away from your house, if even that.
That's it. I can walk. I could walk to it.
Yeah.
Because I walked to it when Stephen Barry was incarcerated. I walked to it to visit him in Wayne County. So, come on.
Yeah.
You know.
It's not. Yeah.
They could have made it to see them kids.
Okay, but okay. So is it true that maybe they didn't come because of what Gabby said, that you kept them away and didn't want them to come? Is that true?
No. Like, I would encourage them to fucking come see them. They was off doing what they do. Stephen Barry was too busy on Moco space trying to fuck anything that moves. You know what I'm saying? Alexander Dorsey was alcoholic. So it is what it is. Okay. Everything else is more important than kids. So
thank you for using GTL.
Wow. Do anybody have any questions they want to ask? Just, you know, you can type it in there and I will ask the question. And you know, this is deep, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna ask that question, prayer for peace. That's a good question. Instead of killing them, why didn't she turn them over to CPS? That's a good question. I'm gonna ask that. Why not give them to the CPS? You know. Thank you, James Hudson. I'm just trying to do what I do. You know, that's all I'm here to do what I do and try to do it good and give you guys this great content. That's all I'm trying to do, people. That's all I'm trying to do. That is it. You know, I've been gone too long. I'm woke now. You know, I'm woke. I was gone too long. But here's the thing: they're gonna with interviews like this, they're not gonna pay me no more. I can just see it right now. I'm gonna be doing interviews for free. I'm just gonna be doing interviews for free.
Dang, you heard that? So what do you think what do you think his motive is? What is his purpose for this? Like, you know, I mean, it's good to hear both stories, but let the professionals do it. Like, hold on, let me show y'all this guy. Y'all remember him? I can't remember his name. Right here. Wait, where is he at? Like, off the top of my head, y'all see him? He's got I've watched a lot of interviews, and it's like, you gotta go to school, dude. You can't just you gotta, I don't know. So he just said he said he ain't getting paid no more by YouTube.
But his thing is censored.
What you mean?
He can't actually, like, the stuff that he says, he acts, and she said on his thing, they can't, she can't say it on mainstream. You know what I'm saying?
Right, and that's what I'm saying. Like, this was super unrated because remember, we're sitting here and I kept telling, when we first started, I was like, we never know, because we know from our experience of watching Michelle and her outbursts and shit, 10 years, we never know what's going to come out of Michelle Blair's mouth, ever.
Yes.
When we watched this together last night, I was blown. We were on here for 3.5 hours and I didn't even know it because I was so tuned in. Like, I was just like, because it was so real life and the shit she was saying, I was like, what? And my mouth was on the floor. But again, y'all, it's real life. This should have been better handled, in my opinion. But again, we all.
But okay, I'm gonna have to play. See, you're looking at it with emotions. Look at it from a perspective of a case. It's a case you're getting both sides. You're getting insights into her mental, into what she's thinking.
Right. No,
you're not looking at it. You're looking at it as what she did to these kids. Look at it from her perspective of how she saw things. That makes sense.
To be a truly good journalist, advocate, you have to be. I mean, not even really an advocate. I won't say that because they're, but like doing, talking about, these type of cases, you do definitely have to. You got to really try to put your feelings aside, and that's what I'm practicing, y'all. Because again, I'm new to this game, and I'm true to it. I'm new to it. Doesn't mean I ain't true to it.
And all, it's a good interview.
No, this was definitely. I learned a lot. Like this definitely.
It dropped a lot of gems, and you got to see her in her element.
Right, like
not in the element as the mainstream, but like if you put it on TV or on CNN. Right, she couldn't be. She couldn't be Michelle Blair. She have to be.
Oh yeah, right, that part. This is the this says raw and uncut interview with Michelle Blair. The title of this video he made, and he's not lying because this is her.
Yes, this is her. This is her in her element. So you get to see her in her element.
And it's crazy because in court they only showed us what they wanted to. But again, we just got last night. We met Michelle Blair.
You met Michelle Blair in court. She showed up in her. See, people kept saying Michelle Blair showed up in her form every time. They escorted out of the courtroom when they came in. She said exactly what she said. What she seen them people. Oh hell no!
I didn't know she was gonna be like. Still 8 years later, it's just so graphic and just no remorse.
It's playing in her mind. She's still reliving this.
Right, because there's no rehabilitation in the penitentiary.
No, she's still reliving this.
No, most definitely. And but again, y'all, we never know. We do know she's very, very. She's a different type of breed, so we never know what's gonna come out of her mouth. And again, it was last night was crazy, but again, it's real life, and it was definitely needed for me to learn. Again, again, we gotta experience to know it,
And see why she got in trouble again. Why she's still getting in trouble.
Cause look, he set up interview 3 but it's been a year and he hasn't posted shit in a year. So everybody even commented on it. Where's the interview? I'm gonna play a little clip of it. But after that, Michelle and him just went cold. I don't know what happened. I don't know, but we.
Michelle is unhinged. There's no telling.
Right? Ain't no fucking telling. She is that bitch is a straight definition of social psychopath. She's definitely got it in balance going on.
She told him she was only doing that one interview. The only reason why she was there. The reason why she was there was to let Maddie know, hear her voice. That's all she wanted to do is let him hear something of her. That's it.
Remember, it triggered it. She said, I was never going to do an interview, but because Gabby, do you think if Gabby would have never did an interview, we would have heard from?
She would have never did that.
But why does she You don't think? Why didn't she want Maddie to hear her voice regardless? Why did she have to? Why did she only want Maddie to hear her voice?
Because the narrative was already put out there that she
Right.
did
Okay.
it for Maddie.
Okay. Okay. I'm hearing you.
Everything was for him. Then Gabby came out and said it wasn't true. So that diminished her cause.
Triggered.
So she had to come back out to say I did it for Maddie again.
That's what? Big M, mental health is what?
Mental health is real.
Let's keep listening.
Not gonna pay me any longer because she's cursing. She's cussing and she's very graphic and into this. So I have to give this to you guys this way. You know what I'm saying? Because honestly, if I didn't give it to you guys this way, I honestly think I would have cut it so bad you guys would have been mad at me, that I would have cut the cussing out so bad you guys would have been mad. Mm.
And Big M, like this is literally the real fucking deal. Like you just said, I'm thinking here, we don't even really know, like you just said, like about Jeffrey Dahmer and Ted, that they showed us what the fuck they wanted to show us. They could have had fucking little outbursts and shit, but they did it, you know what I'm saying, the way they wanted to. But this right here is the real fucking deal, yo. You just heard him. Michelle Blair is the real deal. And this is not edited, it is raw and uncut, but it's the real fucking deal.
It's her. It's her uncut.
Oh, this is
like I just said. If people did it any other way, it would have been.
Thinking about it now, it's like, dang, we don't even really know. We only got to see the little bit that they showed us. Damn. Man, interesting.
No, Jeffrey showed who he was.
He did, but yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
A lot of the people that I have watched,
the old serial illers are like not the same type of illers today, in my opinion. Like, I don't know, like they just like how did Ted Bundy break out of prison and move to Florida and for 30 fucking years be on the run and did all that to all them women in that University of Florida? Are you kidding me? And not get caught. That dude was sly like a fox. And then we got John Wayne Gacy. He had all them boys in his basement and was a clown. What? And I don't know. These criminals,
they fit the profile. They fit the picture.
And the difference is hold on, I ain't heard of an serial killer in a long time. So maybe that's the difference. These people are just savagely unaliving their children or their families or their wives or their husbands and their friends. It ain't strangers. It's their people right next to them that they know. But again, so maybe again I guess I gotta look at it like that because can you think of? I ain't heard of a serial.
Okay, I got one for you.
Okay, bet.
Look up Sam Little.
I seen him on the top. I'm gonna look him up. Bet all right. Bet let's keep rolling the clip. Crazy work. Do you think the more open-minded you are as a human being, the more you can grow as a human being?
It depends.
Cause yeah, we all are different.
Some people's mind is open to the wrong things.
Right, exactly. Just like you can't put an age on maturity, kind of like that. Like we're all different.
So it has to be a balance of knowledge and openness
and wisdom.
Yeah.
Because of wisdom and knowledge are they're close, but they're two different things. You gotta have both.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. She's calling back again. Hold on. Hello.
Hello. From. A prisoner at the Michigan Department of Corrections, woman, Ron Valley Facility. If you feel you're being victimized or extorted by this prisoner, please 2832. Refuse this call. Hang. Your current balance is $13.99. This call is from a correction facility and is subject to monitoring and recording. Thank
Okay,
you for using GTL.
okay, let's get right back into it. Now, let me ask you this question. Okay, instead
Yes.
of just torturing the kids and killing them,
Mhm.
why not call CPS and turn those two kids over to the court system for what they did?
Because this where my head goes to.
Mm-hmm.
I thought about all that, but that was not an option. Because this is what's gonna happen. Because they were kids, they gonna handle them with kid gloves. They gonna do some bullshit ass. Oh, we're gonna put them in therapy, or we're gonna put them in a group home or whatever. Then where's Matthew's justice? Where's his justice? That ain't fucking justice to me. That was not a just. That I don't understand when people ask me that type of shit. Like, people can do that. That's fine. That's on them. That's the way they choose to do with it. But it confuses me like to where's the rehabilitation for something like that?
Mm.
How do you punish something like that other than death? You thought that it was fine to go inside someone's body. They thought that it was fine. I know you saw him crying. I know you saw the pain on his face, but you did what you did anyway. So I feel like we as people, we don't look at signs when kids are fucking small. Not every child is good. Not every child is innocent. So I don't buy that shit when they say there are no bad children. I beg to motherfucking differ. They got a whole show called Killer Kids. I had just found that they got a whole show called Killer Kids. Like, come on now.
Oh yeah, yes they do.
Not every like I just the fact that you was capable of doing that no, there is no. Because I'm looking like, damn, what's Matthew's future gonna be? But he gonna get on Facebook one day and see them. He gonna have to look at them living their life. That'd have been fucked up in his head for the rest of his life because he would have had to still see them. And what was they gonna do when they see each other? Bow their head down in shame and just hope he forgot about it? No. He just gonna die. They gonna get the fuck out this world. Because can't nobody take care of them better than their father. So they're dead. I sent them back to their true father because I couldn't deal with them down on earth. So he got them.
So okay,
And that's how I feel about it.
Now I might be reaching a little bit, but I'm gonna ask. I'm gonna always keep it 100 and real.
You say what now?
I said I might just be. It may seem like I'm reaching a little bit, but I'm always be 100 with you. Now I noticed that the two that you killed, which were Stoney and Steven, both of them look just like their fathers. The two that you didn't kill, they look like you. Is it could have been some resentment towards
Daddy is reaching. Yes,
that's reaching.
Daddy is reaching.
That's reaching.
That's reaching. No, it ain't have nothing to do with that. That's crazy.
Okay.
Because honestly, Steven looked like his dad, but he looked like me too.
Well, no.
Let me wait. Okay. You saw a picture of Matthew?
Yeah, it was on it's online. It's a younger picture. It was they got him online.
Of my youngest child?
Yeah, it's a picture of yeah.
Now see, that's one thing I didn't know. I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Mhm. Yes. But
wow.
And like I said, now I'm gonna give it like your oldest daughter.
I mean, honestly, they all look like me. Yeah.
She looks just like you. She's very beautiful.
I saw.
She's very beautiful.
I feel like she just like I said.
And Gabby Blair does look just like her mother. Why? She sound like Florentino.
Earlier, she's a beautiful version of me, like she is. I saw her for the first time. I haven't seen her since she was 17 years old, and for the first time I saw her, and I'm like, wow, like she turned out gorgeous. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you're not gonna lie. This is our life. All I'm saying is, when Matthew click on all this bullshit that he gotta sift through and look through on the internet, it's enough bullshit being said. So for your sister to get on here and tell untruths, no. Your mama gonna come right behind you and tell the truth.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So I just want him to be well informed, and I just want him to know, like, I'm gonna always have your back. Period.
Right. Have you ever, like, cause I've you know, when I was locked up before, and
hold on, wait. Keep that thought. What you want to ask me? Keep that thought.
Okay.
But I gotta do a side note. I just gotta say this because I've been
Go
sitting
ahead.
on this shit for years.
Go ahead.
It's a side note. It has nothing to do with this case. But
Okay.
I don't know if I gotta conceal her name or whatever because it's a person it's a person who used to live not too far from where we grew up. I grew up on Waverly between Wilderman and Dexter.
Mm-hmm.
This particular lady lives on.
Not on Waverly. I used to go to the VIP on Waverly the after hours shaking ass. Get the fuck out of here. Oh, no. She grew up on Waverly. My first crib was in on Davidson. Them blue, man. No way, Jose. Waverly. Big M. So I watched something last night. I thought this happened on the east side, but it didn't. It happened on the west side.
Yep.
I gotta tell y'all, I misspoke yesterday. I thought it was the east side, but this happened on the west side. So I gotta take my, I definitely gotta correct that. But yeah, dang, I didn't know she grew up on Waverly. That's fucked up. Damn.
But we'll give her to the east side though.
Dude, she's definitely east side material. Well, we got a monster on the east side and we got a west side monster now, y'all. One's got the crown on the east, one's got the crown on the west.
Or lived on, I don't know which bitch at now, on Glendale Street. Now, that was the first bitch to molest me. And after they was dead, I started thinking, well, I might as well kill that bitch. Like, I'm already going to prison for life. So I just want her to know, and I want her family to know how close she came to dying. I sat out in front of her house with a .38 revolver, ready to kill her. But then I thought about this shit. I'm like, damn, all this shit happened when I was a kid. My mama didn't do nothing about it. See what I'm saying? I thought about this.
Say her name. You can put
Niecy Harris.
Niecy Harris.
Her name is Niecy Harris. Her kids didn't believe me. Nobody believed me. It was like.
Hold on a minute. Niecy Harry. I'm gonna have to write that name down. Wait a minute. I've been writing names down for my rabbit hole. What up, Kim Cole? Salute. Thanks for pulling up on you, girl.
She said hold up on the east side.
Hold up. Go easy on the east side. Oh, I didn't. I just said we got one monster on the east and one on the west. That's it. That's all. But salute. I go easy up on. We got a monster on the east side. That's just the facts. And we got a monster from the west side. But they're both monsters. Hi ho, off to the burbs we go. I'm screaming.
Do you know how fucked up that feeling is? But I did. So I just wanted to know, baby. I was going to kill you and anything that came in the way.
Now let me ask you this question: What removed you?
I just had to get that out.
What removed you that day when you went to go kill Niecy? What removed you from that the situation?
Her niece. I grew up with, and her niece, Evelyn. Her niece, I was close to her, so close to her. We called each other cousins. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, like, you tripping. You get what I'm saying? You just can't take everybody the fuck out just because, you get what I'm saying? But I felt like I'm going to prison forever. This bitch needed. But I think in my mind, like, what if this lady done touched other people? I can't imagine the things that she did to me when I was a kid. I can't imagine that she stopped. So I just want to know that anything ever happened to any other kid from Niecy Harris's hands. You get what I'm saying? And I feel bad for that. Like, I tried to talk about this shit when I was a kid, like, but it went on deaf fucking ears.
Now,
you know what I'm saying? Like, it was sick as fuck.
Now let me ask you a question. What was it that Niecy Harris did to you at a young age that
nasty bitch? What you mean? She molested me, licking on my motherfucking body.
Oh my God.
Sucking on me, all type of shit. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like my mother was the type of mother when I was a kid. If she meets you on Wednesday, or you babysitting us on Friday. That's why I don't play that. When you tell kids to call people other than their family, you don't tell nobody to call you uncle or auntie, especially people you don't even know. My mother was, I remember a situation where she dropped us off. She was working for Chrysler. She dropped us off over this lady named Lita House. We just called her Auntie Lita. I don't know who the fuck she is. And that was the first time a man fucked me up. You understand what I'm saying? So my mom, she come to pick us up 5 o'clock in the morning. We in our nightgown. I'm in my nightgown. My brother in his little pajamas. We in the car. Now, I wanted to tell her right then. I wanted to tell her what happened to me. But this bitch so worried about her Lincoln and the car. Like, I get to throwing up and shit. I get to throwing up. She reached back and snatched me by my motherfucking hair and shit. You better not throw up my front. So absolutely, I'm not going to tell you what's wrong with me. But you know what was wrong with me? You know why my stomach was hurt? You know why I threw up? Because I had his nut in my stomach. So not only did you fuck me, you get what I'm saying? You just said it in my mouth. I was a kid. I was 9. So I'm trying to tell my mom, like, you know, but you just so busy. Like, when we got out, you dragged me in the fucking house by my fucking ponytail because you pissed off that I ended up throwing it in my lap and it got on your car. So she made me stand at the back door to take the clothes off, or our back porch on our back door, and go in the fucking house. And I never mentioned that shit again to her. See what I'm saying? So I do want to say one thing, because after this, I ain't doing no more interviews. I was chilling, doing my fucking bid, you know? But I just want to say to my brother, John Blair, my brother, we don't talk, and I just want you to know why I hated you for all them years. You didn't do nothing wrong. You was a kid, too. But when my mother, after I told her what happened, when she asked you, was that true? You lied. And you said, no, it's not true. So, John, yes, that's what the fuck was wrong with me all the motherfucking years, and you know it, and you knew it. Because you told Auntie Angie you feel bad for lying to Mama when she said that. So, I just want him to know I don't hold that shit against him no more. I hope he living a good life. We never had a brother-sister relationship, really, but I just want him to know that, because we ain't going to never talk again. I'm just done with all the family. I'm done. Only person I want to hear from is my son. That's it. And I tell you this, if Matthew, for some reason, don't ever want to speak to me in life, I'm going to still love that boy to death. I will love him till I die. Like, you know what I'm saying? But my father, though, my father, I call him a Christian con artist.
Christian
the deacon at Greater Grace Church, a Christian kind artist, because that's what the fuck that man is.
Now, before we
I
touch,
guess he felt like because he was techie.
Before we touch on
Go
him,
ahead.
because I want to touch on your father. Is your mother still living today, or she's passed on?
No, that bitch is dead. That bitch dead.
Okay.
That bitch gone.
How
And
long?
I couldn't cry for her. I didn't give a fuck. My father, though, got what? I'm the only girl out of 6 boys. Out of 6 boys, I'm the only girl. My thing is, damn, was never treated like it. Like I said, we barely saw him. I never seen him on not one of my motherfucking birthdays. I'm sorry, one birthday, my first birthday, because I remember seeing pictures. Other than that, never saw him on a birthday, never saw him on a Christmas, never got cards, none of that. But sometimes, every once in a blue moon, every couple of years, he'll pick me and my 6 brothers up and take us to, like, Frankenmuth, where it's always Christmas, or to Niagara Falls. But he's doing that for himself, to make himself feel like he's a real father. Like I said, wherever he picked us up, he had to make sure that everybody saw us. You get what I'm saying? So it can look like, oh, John, you're such a good father. No, the fuck he wasn't. I ain't really need to know that man.
Have John?
You get what I'm saying? So I'm still his. You say what?
Have your father reached out to you since you've been locked away?
No.
Did he come to court?
No, and I would have thought Mr. Churchman would at least send a card saying, keep your head up, God loves you still, pray, repent, something. You would think the church man. But sometimes them church people be the worst ones. Them be the biggest motherfucking snakes. So I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it. And it's another thing. My father, John Blair, my earliest memory of you, which I will never forget, is watching you beat my mother's ass and rip her earring out of her ear. But do your church fellow goers, do they know that, though? While you act like you just a man? And my father, he went to actual clown college. He got a degree in fucking clowning. So he does birthday parties, for $150 at a pop. He is exactly what the fuck he is. His job, he's a fucking clown. He does church events as a clown. I mean, big red nose and all that. You know what I'm saying?
Dang, her father might have John Wayne Gacy vibes. Damn, I was not expecting that. She said a big red nose, just like a fucking clown. Get the fuck out of here.
Man.
This is crazy. We've heard, last night we heard from her for 3 hours. We're about to end with her and go to Gabby, but Big M, we heard from motherfucking Michelle Blair, bro.
Did you not just hear that she was plotting on killing somebody else?
And then she said that she was gonna take, remember her baby daddy Alex? She was like, I'm mad I didn't do him.
Yes.
Man, crazy work, bro. This is crazy, raw and uncut.
And that's exactly what he is, a fucking clown and a coward. You couldn't even stand up and be there for your own daughter. You ain't shit, nigga. I'm more of a man. You are.
Kim says, so many been touched and not believed that they don't red rum their babies. Yeah, no, this I agree. Michelle, I think we heard a little bit of what she was doing to Matthew because that's her prize child, and a little bit of what happened to her that fucked her up. I think we're hearing a little bit of, a little bit of truth in every lie, But I think we're hearing a little bit of her story and a little bit of what she did to Matthew. Yeah. What do you think, Big M? Piggyback off your girl.
Yeah, she was crazy from the jump. Like I said, it's always been her. She's always been unhinged. And then her being unhinged and using drugs and drinking a lot.
House. Man.
And the house. And she gonna say she bought food.
When we looked at the coverage yesterday, we went and fact checked Michelle. Michelle is a liar. Her house didn't have one lottery can, not a motherfucking pepper shaker, not a salt shaker, not a nothing. But there was filth and flair everywhere.
There wasn't no damn pots and pans.
Man, and
to cook nothing in.
I couldn't believe. So I'm gonna reflect. I just cannot believe her mouth. Like, again, we never know what's going to come out of Michelle Blair's mouth. And when oh my goodness, with the sword.
I was not expecting her to say she was going to kill, whatever Harris.
Oh, yeah, and then that's her baby daddy, Alexander Dorsey. Man, she has having them thoughts from a long time, and then she just took it out on the shorties. That's crazy because she tortured them. Like, it's something different when you just unalive somebody or a shorty, but when you torture them, and that's what's getting me about this whole story. She could have just did it. She bragged about, man, busting old girl with the sword and the P word and oh my goodness, and the D word and burning that 9-year-old's. Oh my gosh, wow.
Yeah,
she was a monster, bro. A monster. And you can't tell me, so she don't know how to love, obviously. So you can't tell me she was normal with Matthew. If she didn't beat on Matthew, what the fuck was she doing? Hugging him and being normal? No, I feel like we're hearing what she did to Matthew. But then again, Matthew, he got tests ran on him. There was no signs of SA. So I can't, you know what I'm saying? So I guess there was no signs of SA. That boy was, they looked. Am I wrong, William?
You right. You definitely right.
So Matthew had no signs of SA at all. Doesn't mean he was not touched on. Just saying. But
the extent she said that his rectum was bleeding.
Right,
you know
the things that she said with the socks and shit, up his, and bleeding. Come on now. No signs of that at all. Maybe that happened to her. I feel like that's part of the story she was telling that happened to her. That's a detail that happened to her. I do believe we heard a lot of Michelle Blair's story, I think. In my opinion, we heard a lot of her story.
Like I said yesterday, I think it was more or less that was her age of trauma.
Absolutely. I think you're right.
Because she said she wanted to kill her. Yeah.
Remember she said her stepdad, not her daddy, the one John Brown, Senior, talking about, she was mad at, she's like, her mom, obviously she feels some way, but like, that's weird about her dad, you know what I'm saying? She's like, you would think that she would have a lot of that ill towards him too.
I don't know. She is more or less, it's of the, whatever happened to her as a child, she's still stuck in that era.
Oh yeah,
And
she's
it could be that she go back to that time.
Or right, and like you said, and like there's a bunch of shit that it could be, but again, we just know she's got the crown on the west side. She's the monster. This monster's coming up out of Detroit too, y'all. Crazy work. She's still here in Ypsilanti, aka Ypsilanti, Washtenaw County. Yeah, through 2 counties over. Going
Yep,
west.
and terrorizing them girls.
Man, they're pressed, man. Remember we heard from the girl that bunked with Michelle Blair. That was a crazy fucking interview. This shit was we uncovered some shit.
She was more or less a Michelle Blair's fan club.
That part, and then remember when she said when old girl was like, she's like something. Michelle said something, and I said something. And I'm like, damn, bitch. And she's free, y'all. Like she could have just said something else, but remember, you know what I'm talking about, Big M.
Mm-hmm.
Like that woman is out here free, y'all. And I was like, I think she didn't get no rehabilitation either, y'all. And she's here with us in the DOE. But yeah, mental health is real. Take care of your mental, y'all. It's very important. That's a fact.
But like I said, I will. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. All this shit is water under the bridge. I'm going to be here for the rest of my life, and I'm going to do my bid. Strong as fuck.
Okay.
But I just wanted that to be known. But I just really want it. And if there's anybody out there that has got fucked up by Niecy Harris, please reach out to some fucking body.
Niecy Harris, I'm going on. I'm going to find out who you are.
I always regret not going harder, and I regret not killing her. I do. That is a big regret. I regret that shit, because that's some shit I can't never get out of my mind. I was a beautiful-ass little girl. You hear me? Like, after that, I started pissing in the bed and shit. Like, I didn't know what that was. Pissing in the bed, sucking my goddamn thumb. That's why I got this big, ugly-ass gap in my mouth now. It's like sucking my thumb was my comfort or something. I don't understand, but yeah, that shit fucked me up.
Wow, that's that's messed up for Niecy Harris to have done you like that.
On Glendale Street, so I.
Again, this is some fucking weird shit. How many Harrises do we have in this fucking county? What the fuck? Wouldn't it be some shit? Wouldn't it be some shit?
I ain't got no comment.
Me neither. I'm going back on mute. Holy shit. We going down our rabbit hole later. But not on here.
I feel like
on Glendale Street.
If it's anybody else, if anybody else she done that too, get some help. You ain't the only one. Just know that. She's a sick ass bitch. And the thing is, she got kids though. You got all girls. You sick bitch. So
okay.
It's all right. I just wish I was strong enough back then. I wish my voice was strong enough back then. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is.
Wow. Is there a spelling? You know how to spell Niecy's name?
You have 1 minute remaining.
You say what now?
Do you know how to spell her name? I'll look her up.
I don't. All I know is Niecy Harris. She's on Glendale Street. Her family been there for years.
Okay.
You know?
Wow.
So.
Again, is Glendale East Side?
Nope, it's like the north end, west side.
Okay, that's what I thought, because I didn't know if it went all the way, because some of the roads run east to west, but yeah, it's just a quinky dink.
It's like west going to the north end.
Yeah. She ain't got no teeth. She ain't get her teeth till 9. I'm screaming. I'm like, all right, hold on. I want to show y'all, because Michelle Blair, we seen her bald. She shaved her head. Man, remember that? And yesterday she had that shiny head, like bald, like Mr. Clean.
Yeah, she's
And
special.
so let's see. We're gonna run this clip of Michelle. I was like, damn, that's Michelle Blair, but not like that. But you know, I didn't. You know, it was hard to recognize her. Actually, hold on. Let's listen to the end of what she has to say. That would be rude of me. I'd be getting ahead of myself, y'all. Oh shit! No, 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 not that one. Hold up. Wait a minute. There it is. There she blows. There she blows.
Yeah, she could be our babysitter. It is what it is.
Wow. Okay, Michelle.
But
So
I appreciate you listening to me.
no problem. Listen, Michelle.
And I just want to, yes.
Some of my audience members want to write you. Is that cool for them to write you? I have an audience of people.
You mean like on JPay?
Yeah, on JPay.
They can write me?
Yeah.
I mean, like on JPay.
Oh, I wonder how much slander and never mind. Let me go on mute.
Pay or whatever, or mail. I mean, they can do what they want to do, you know.
Okay. And I have a good respectful audience, so that they're gonna reach out to you. Some of them reached out to Tammy before, so.
Hold on. Let me tell you this. I want you to play it in its entirety because I don't want my son to miss anything about my corrections to his sister's interview. And I just want to end this by saying that Matthew.
Thank you for using GTL.
All right, that's the end of that one, and then I'm going to show y'all this. He set up interview 3, but then it went cold. I don't know what happened.
She said after her last interview.
No, listen, what I'm about to show y'all, no, it wasn't. Hold on. He had it set up, number 3 set up. But then this dude hasn't posted in a year. Hasn't posted in a year. Hold on one second, y'all. So that was we listened to part 1, part 2, and then we listened to some clips and shit and some other shit. Then 2 years ago, Michelle Blair, part 3 coming soon. 2 years ago, right here.
Because I spoke to him, I was like, "You're not shy about opening up and speaking on the truth."
But I don't want to talk to no other podcaster.
Hold on, y'all. So Michelle Blair part 2 coming soon. We just listened to part 3. We just heard part 2.
Because I spoke to him, I was like, "You're not shy about opening up and speaking on the truth." But
I don't want to talk to no other podcaster.
Oh no, I made that crystal clear. I told everybody what you said. You're not doing no podcast interviews or YouTube interviews with nobody but me only. So I made that crystal clear to everybody. But you got to look at it like this. Until they hear it out of your mouth when we do the next interview, you can mention that. But until then, they're going to still shoot their shot and try their luck because they're going to
they are.
Yeah.
I just stopped going on JPay. I was like, fuck it.
No, listen. Well, listen to me.
Yes?
Don't ever stop going on JPay because Maddie could be reaching out to you. But all them interviews, when you see something talking about an interview.
That's where me and him have a problem because why do you want Maddie to even talk to her? No. Just my opinion, but maybe he's just setting the seed so she'll keep setting and looking for his letters. Because no, please don't, man, protect Matthew.
If you delete that shit, get rid of it, but don't never.
I do all the time.
Right, but don't never stop going on JPay because you never know. Like you said, Maddie could get a hold of somebody else's phone and set up an account.
Yeah.
That was the end. It said part 3 coming soon, and then that was the end of Michelle Blair, y'all. That was the end of Michelle Blair. Maybe, I don't know, I heard they might be making a movie. She was bitching about it on the last night because she ain't getting no parts. She mad that Gabby getting paid. So hold on, I want to show y'all. Check this. Check her out, y'all. Hold on. Oh, do I diddy diddy dum diddy do. There she was, just walking down the street. Give me 1 second. One more moment. Here we go.
On top of a developing story right now with a mother under arrest after a gruesome discovery.
2 of her children were found dead in a freezer at a Detroit townhouse, and 7 Action News reporter Jim Kurtzner has been...
On top of a developing story right now with a mother under arrest after a gruesome discovery.
2 of her children were found dead in a freezer at a Detroit townhouse. Has been on this case all day.
This mother of 4 was about to be evicted. They were going to throw her stuff in this dumpster. This discovery was made by a bailiff inside the unit, inside the freezer, the 2 kids. Nobody else was here. But the mother told a friend just before she was arrested that her son was sexually assaulted. So is that another reason why she used some discipline? Police are not confirming this tonight.
Well, you could have just gave them to me. We could have figured out something. She like, I'm sorry.
Tory Childs. Tory Childs. You were okay. You were her. You could have just called the police on her ass. Oh, I forgot. CPS was involved several times, several reports. They did jack shit.
I'm sorry. Well, that's what you should have been telling the kids. Like, you can't now, because they gone. That's just bold. Like, it's wrong.
This is her friend.
That's Michelle Blair. Look at Michelle Blair. That be Michelle Blair, y'all. We seen her looking like Mr. Clean yesterday. Shiny as hell, bald head. Trauma is real, y'all.
35-year-old Michelle Blair. Her middle name is Angela. She was known to everyone as Angel. Get this. Her friend says Michelle told her that her son was sexually assaulted, apparently by his siblings.
I'm like, Angel, why wouldn't you just get the kids to me? She like, Tori. I'm like, why you just didn't give them to me? We could have figured out something. She like, they was raping my son. They was raping my son.
Police say people here cooperated with them to find the mother at this complex.
We're still trying to determine what happened. And,
is she cooperating, Chief?
At this point, we're still in the middle of an early investigation, so I can't go into any statements.
The other 2 kids are in protective custody. A neighbor went to school with a 17-year-old daughter and says her mother was always nice. This is hard to take.
It's like unreal. She must have really had been going through something. But at the end of the day, there's nothing that you can go through to make you do that to your kids, because they don't deserve it and they didn't ask to be here.
The bodies were taken from here to the Wayne County Medical Examiner's office to determine the cause of death and to find out if there was any other trauma. Were these kids beaten before they were put in the freezer? Police here said they had been in that freezer for some time. In Detroit, Jim Kurtzner, 7 Action News.
That was 10 whole years ago. Actually, we're going on, this will be the 11th year. Okay, are y'all ready to hear from Gabby Blair? Let's hear from Gabby Blair. She's about 23, 24 in this interview. Again, she was 17 when her mom went to jail in 2015. Y'all can do the math. I've already done it. All right, let's hear from Gabby now, y'all.
These are pictures of my house, where the freezer was. I was afraid to even walk by the freezer. Every time I came downstairs to eat breakfast or to play a video game, I have to walk right past the freezer. There was nowhere else that my mom could hide the bodies. They were cooped up in a freezer like meat. I'm happy I was able to make it out alive.
Is it painful to you? No, it's evil. It's evil what you did? Is it evil? Okay. So you're judging yourself.
I didn't think that there would be anyone to rescue me. When things got bad, I would have these fantasies of escaping.
I'm asking you, not in the eyes of God. In your eyes, do you feel like you did what you had to do? I didn't have to do that.
I just remember being surrounded by fear. There was definitely not a trace of hope within me. I thought that I was meant to be next. I was born in Detroit, Michigan. I am the oldest of four. Stoney, the second oldest. She's 2 years younger than me. Then Steven, and then there's the youngest. Me and Stoney shared one dad, while Steven and our youngest brother shared another dad. And neither of them were really present. So it was just us five, me, my siblings, and my mom in the household.
No, stop playing with me. Why don't you make me the coward?
My mom hated my dad. So after my dad left, we didn't see him as much. He tried to come around, but I think that her anger pushed him away. When he was around, we weren't hit. She wouldn't lash out at us because she was angry. My mom made his life a living hell. But once my father was out of the picture, we became the target of my mother's abuse. From as early as I can remember, my mom was never warm or attentive. The most amount of affection that we would get is a kiss goodnight, and that's about it. One night I had this terrifying dream, and I woke up thinking that my mom was dead. The nightmare was her being run over by a car. I was scared. I actually thought that it happened. So I went downstairs, and my mom was asleep on the couch at the time. Mom, wake up.
What is it?
And she's like, why the are you crying? And I said, I had a bad dream. And she looks at me and she's like, go back to sleep. I don't care about no damn dream. Go back to sleep. I think at that time, what I needed most from my mom was comfort.
So far so good, Gabby, because that's what Michelle sounds like, and that sounds about right. She sounded just like her. Yes, I don't think, I think you're a liar, Michelle, but it's okay.
And was a hug. At the very least, a hug. But she told me to shut up, stop crying, go back to sleep. That's what I was met with. And so I just go upstairs and I'll go back to sleep. I knew after that I couldn't turn to her for comfort. I found comfort in books, and I would read all the books we had cover to cover because that was the only way to cope that I had. But I thought I had a normal childhood because I didn't know any other childhoods. I didn't know what a normal childhood actually was. And if I saw a normal childhood, it was on TV, and I thought it was fantasy. It was just fake. For a lot of the time that I can remember, we were hungry. My mom had a few odd jobs here and there, but after a certain point, she just never went back. My mom started using the money that was meant for us to eat our food for drugs and alcohol.
Let's go. Food's out.
We would run out of food. There was one time in particular where we would eat canned potatoes for breakfast and then again for dinner. That's all we would eat, and they would taste awful. They were the worst. To this day, I cannot stand canned potatoes. I never asked for seconds, but the youngest one did. And she would get angry at him and start yelling at him about how you already ate and you should be full and stop being greedy. I'm going out. I knew she didn't care, but I would feel bad to see my siblings as hungry as I was, especially the youngest one. So I would share food with them. Here. My stomach it felt so sunken in. We were severely underweight and malnourished because of it. So when I was in school, if there was something that was on a kid's plate that they weren't eating after they pushed it away, I would always ask, hey, you're gonna eat that? Can I have that? But I don't think anyone noticed anything about how we looked, how we ate. No one paid attention. My mom was a ticking time bomb. She always had her fuse lit. So anything, the slightest tap would set her off. One day, we were all sitting around watching a movie, and I made a remark on one of the characters.
Why would she do that? That's so stupid.
And all of a sudden, my mom just exploded.
Keep your mouth shut.
And got angry and started berating me, calling me stupid, dumb. I didn't understand why.
Come over here.
And then told me to hold these painful positions for extreme amounts of time. They're called wall sits, which is where you place your back up against the wall. It's almost like you're simulating sitting in a chair, but you're suspended in air, only supported by your legs.
You can stay there until I say.
And she had me hold that pose for over an hour while she sat there and finished the rest of the movie. My legs would shake, and if we
I'm not gonna cap. That was my number one. I could not stand when I had to do wall sits, y'all. I was like, I'll do anything but some wall sits, y'all. That just kind of brought, man. This is crazy. What do you think so far, Big M? We're hearing from Gabby Blair.
Yeah. It's crazy. And
very crazy. Let's keep listening.
shifted our weight, she would start barking and screaming about how the punishment will get worse. But I thought that what we went through was normal across all households because the public saw one thing, but we saw a completely different thing. To other people, she was kind, she was nice, she was giving. But what we saw was irritable, angry. So I thought the world was like my mom, that the people who were being nice behind closed doors, they could be something completely different. And so I just thought that everybody's fate was the same as mine. While my mom was making the threats of it'll get worse, at that point, I didn't fear that I would die. I felt that it would get worse. But I didn't think that I didn't start fearing for my life yet. My mom's method of punishment changed as we got older. I think that she started to see us as more of a challenge or more of a threat. So the punishments had to be more severe. My mom would have different forms of punishment depending on her mood. So for a while, there was an extension cord phase. Then there was a belt buckle phase. She would have us touch our toes. And she would just slam the belt buckle down on our back. And she would make sure to hit our backs and miss our legs and our arms. And that was so we could wear short sleeves and shorts. She would say she was really paranoid about child protection services. If one of us were being beaten, my mom would make the rest of us watch TV, and we had to pretend like nothing was even happening.
Mind your business.
It was hard to focus on a TV show when you can hear your sibling being hurt behind you. I don't know if she enjoyed it. When I look back on it now, sometimes I think she did, but in the moment, I just saw rage. As far as I feel I've come emotionally, I still see in the mirror those scars. This is from one of the toys that she threw at me, and it hit me and it split my lip open a little bit, like right there. There's also this scar. This was from a 2x4. Some are a lot easier to hide. I have one on my arm. My mom would stand me in the bathtub and throw hot water on me repeatedly. My back also is 75% covered in iron burns, but they've healed tremendously over the years and they're barely noticeable. I thought the scars were ugly, the one on my lip, the one above my eyebrow, I thought those were ugly. But over time, I actually stopped noticing that these scars are here, and I just see my face now. I'm me. One day, my mom was
shout out to Gabby, man. I just sit here and just pray for her, cause again, but no, man, she's very strong. This is super sad, but again, this is real fucking life. This was 10 years ago, and guess what, y'all? We're not progressing. We're only digressing. So, wow. Shout out to you, Gabby, for being strong, man. Keep your head up. Maddie, keep your head up. May Stoney and Stevie rest in peace.
yelling at me in the bathroom.
Sit still!
And the next thing I knew, she grabbed a gold-plated curling iron and she'd smacked me in the mouth with it. I was stunned and I felt what felt like crumbs, food crumbs, on my tongue. I turned to the mirror and I stuck my tongue out of my mouth and saw a shard of my tooth.
What's the matter now?
Her whole demeanor changed. She just went into damage control because she had realized that she had done something permanent and she grew concerned and worried. Soon after, someone rang the doorbell and she had already come up with the cover story.
You say your brother did that.
The cover story was that my youngest brother had a toy car and he smashed the toy down onto me. My aunt comes over and she sees my tooth and she says, "What happened to Gabby?" My mom tells her the same cover story.
She was playing rough again and chipped it.
And my aunt is trying to offer to take me to the dentist. She's like, "Don't you want your tooth back? Don't you want to feel pretty again?" But my mom didn't take us to any dentists, any doctors, not even for checkups, because she was afraid that they would see the bruises. So my mom told my aunt that I thought that I looked unique and that I didn't want to have my tooth fixed. And my aunt looks at me and she's like, really? Is that what you really think? And I say, yes, I like it. I was going to cry because I desperately wanted my tooth to be fixed. But I just accepted what happened and did what she said. I walked into the living room one day and saw my youngest brother, and he had two toys. They were army wrestlers or something like that. And he had them in a position that was suggestive, kind of rubbing against each other.
What are you doing?
My mom became obsessed with this crazy notion that my siblings had sexually assaulted our youngest brother.
Did someone teach you that?
And she started basically interrogating the youngest. Steven had been bullying our youngest brother. And she asked the youngest, did Steven do this to you?
Did your brother do that to you? Tell me the truth.
She kept asking and just repeating it over and over again until the youngest finally said yes. There's no concrete evidence to prove that Steven sexually assaulted the youngest. I think he only said yes to such a terrible accusation because he didn't know any better. My mom left the room and came back with an extension cord. She wrapped it around Steven's neck and flung it over her back, like kind of how you're carrying a sack over your shoulder. And she lifted him off the ground that way. And then she took him to the master bedroom and closed the door. I'm just terrified. I'm in shock. I didn't know what was going to happen. I was just afraid. Throughout most of that week or two, he was alone. She had him isolated. She used trash bags to asphyxiate him. She denied him food. She would switch between strangling, between blunt force, to where his head was severely misshapen. My mom thought she was teaching Steven a lesson. She thought that this was an appropriate punishment.
You little brat! Get up!
I thought many, many times about telling people, but I didn't think no one would believe me. I thought about running away, but also felt like I would be deserting Stoney and our brothers. So I just never really acted on that because I didn't want to leave them behind.
What are you looking at, girl? Go downstairs!
The following day and days, weeks, they somewhat run all together into one. But the only thing that remained constant was his abuse and how severe it got. This is a picture of my little brother, Steven. It hurts seeing this picture. He was a child. He didn't deserve this. Steven was a 9-year-old that had been abused since he was 5 or 6. How anyone can torture a child is beyond me. I don't understand where my mom's mind was. What hurts the most to me is that I thought that Steven would be okay when my mom decided to stop. I thought that he could heal and everything would be fine. After torturing Steven for so many days, one night, my mom called me into the kitchen and she said, I think you said enough. I'm gonna stop. I feel like he learned his lesson by now. But the next day, he was feeling weak. My mom took him into the room. She laid him down. And then she said, say goodbye to your brother. He's leaving.
Sorry.
I saw Steven laying on the floor in a blanket. My mom was leaning over Steven and telling him that she was sorry and that she loved him. And he weakly said, I love you too. He said it back. My mom told me to give him a kiss, but a kiss goodbye. I told Steven that I loved him. And then I got down on the floor where he was and gave him a kiss on his forehead. Then I heard a sound, and it sounded like a breath. And so I gasped, like, oh, he's fine. And she said, no, that was his last. I won't forget that sound. And that will always stick with me. And it always has. And I just sank to the floor right there. And I had never done anything like that in front of my mom. Never sank, never cried in front of my mom. But at that point, I didn't care. She could have hit me all she wanted. My brother just died in my face. After Steven passed, she had a bed cover and she wrapped him in it. And then had me help her take him down the stairs. I didn't know that we would be putting Steven in the freezer until my mom told me to open it for her. She cradled him in her arms and she set Steven down in it. At first, I didn't think it was real. I thought it was a bad dream, and I thought tomorrow he would wake up or that he will open the freezer and be like, hey, I'm okay. I'm perfectly fine. I think after the first few days is when it set in that this is reversible. This isn't something that would just heal like my burns. Like he's actually gone. Trying to live knowing that my brother is in the freezer was terrifying. I made sure to watch what I said around her. I already knew that one misstep and this is where I'll end up. After Steve's death, my mom grew more and more paranoid about it, and her threats became more severe. In the morning, after we were all dressed and ready for school, we would be by the front door. And what she would do is drill us over our cover story.
What do you say if someone asks about Steven?
We would have to say that he was at our aunt's house or he was at his dad's house. And I would have to deliver my line without hesitation, without looking like it was rehearsed.
No.
If we didn't rehearse our stories correctly, she would just get more agitated with her tone. And that let us know that something bad was about to happen.
Do you want to go to the freezer too?
Once she was sure that we had our story straight, then she would let us go to school. There was a creative writing teacher, and she was always the nicest teacher to me. And I wanted to tell her so bad, I did. But then I had the thought that she wouldn't believe me, or fear that maybe my mom would try something. Our youngest brother is still there. And what if they show up and I'm not there to help or protect him? What is she gonna do? After Stephen died, my mom calmed down a bit, and it seemed like the worst was behind us. But 9 months later, something set my mom off again.
Don't you lie to me. You know what happens when you lie.
And she started asking my youngest brother if Stoney had ever sexually assaulted him.
Did she do that to you?
And just like last time, my youngest brother said no. My mom started to get aggressive, and she threatened to beat him if he didn't tell her the truth. He said yes. Stoney obviously said no, but my mom, she was not having it. My mom just went full feral, basically. She just started wailing on her, beating her, slamming her against the wall. And as the days went on, she started to do a lot of the same things that she did to Stephen. Though with Stoney, it was worse because she wouldn't feed her at all, and she just became skin and bone, basically. I didn't know what to do. I was just afraid. I know the gravity of the situation, and this is the second time it's happening, but I just felt helpless, like there was nothing I could do to change or stop it. At one point, I did think that one day we'll go in the room and she'll be laying there and won't wake up. But that's not what happened. One day, my mom told me there would be an inspection coming up in the house. When my mom found out that we were having an inspection, she started to get agitated. She started to scramble around because in the master bedroom, mainly, there were streaks of blood along the walls. And she basically told me to clean the house top to bottom. And that's what I did. There was a mattress that was just bloodied. It was just terrible. And she had me put a regular blanket over it.
Hurry up. And I better not hear a sound.
She told Stoney to lay under the bed, and my mom draped the blanket over the sides to where it looked like a bed skirt. And she told Stoney to stay completely quiet.
Make sure you get the wall.
She had to hide because she had bruises and burns and everything all over her. There were 3 inspectors, I believe. And when they came in, it just felt like I couldn't say anything because my mom was always right there, right behind them. My mom said something to kind of spark up a conversation, but I believe it was to let Stoney know that I am in here. And if you do anything, I am right here. And as quickly as they came, they left. All they had to do was open the freezer, and this whole thing would have been over. My mom started abusing her worse, torturing her. Then my mom grabs a 2x4, and she hits Stoney right here on her temple. And it opened, it split, and I saw a stream of blood spurt out of her head. And my mom cheered. She cheered. She said, as it happened, she said, "Whoa, look at that." and she grabs a black pajama shirt and she wraps it around Stoney's neck. She strangled her. At this point, Stoney is barely conscious. She picks her up and tells me to grab Stoney's legs. I didn't want to, but I had to. I couldn't say no. My mom and I put Stoney in the freezer on top of Steven. After putting her in the freezer, my mom saw that Stoney was still trying to breathe. And my mom grabbed the plastic bag and then put it over her face and held her nose while she was still in the freezer to speed it up. And then my mom let it go and she said, you know what, you're as good as doing anyway. My mom closed the freezer and then told me, don't cry over that bitch. She said, that bitch hurt your little brother and she caused all of this to happen. Stoney, I've always felt the most guilty for because she was still somewhat conscious. She didn't just die, she was still there. She knew that I had helped put her there. Whereas, you know, Steven was already gone by the time we put him in the freezer.
Dang, see, I thought it was the other way around. What? Oh my goodness, Gabby, that man.
Yes, sad.
Super, super sad.
So the last thing he knew was me giving him a kiss on the forehead and telling him bye and that I loved him. And the last thing Stoney knew was me helping my mom put her in her coffin. I am on the left and Stoney's on the right. When I look at this, I can see how much we do look alike. Stoney was really friendly. Always had a big smile. She was always eager to meet other people, to meet new people. She wasn't shy and timid like me. She was inviting and warm and everybody loved her. And just looking at this picture, it just reminds me of, again, what I lost. I'm thankful that I have this picture, though, so I can remember her as she should be remembered. A few days afterwards, my mom was already threatening for me to be next if I were to step on the line.
Wait a minute.
Anytime my mom wanted to send me out to the grocery store, she would stop me at the door and she would tell me, you can go out there and you can be free and you can be whatever kind of hoe you want to be. But if you bring the police back to this house, you're going to be responsible for what happened. I will take your brother, kill him, and then kill myself. The very first time my mom threatened that to me, I felt a pit in my stomach. It felt like my heart just dropped to my stomach because I believed it wholeheartedly. Every day I'm on my tiptoes, tiptoeing around her, unable to do anything for fear that it would set her off. In March of 2015, my mom got an eviction notice in the mail. My mom hadn't paid rent, and she owed a certain amount of money, so we were being evicted.
I don't understand.
When she read it, she started panicking. The eviction letter meant to her that this whole thing was over. There was nowhere else that my mom could hide the bodies. This was it. This was the end. She couldn't run. She couldn't hide anymore.
You can't do this.
She talked about often killing us and then killing herself. And so I thought that that's what was about to happen, was that she was just going to end it all. I immediately thought, we're going to die. And I just sat there and waited. I just sat and waited to die.
Come with me. We're leaving.
But then she told me we're going to the neighbor's house, and it confused me. I was afraid because things were changing, but I was excited. I was happy that I wasn't dying.
I need to see if you could watch my kids for me.
The neighbor let us in, and my mom explains to the neighbor that Stephen and Stoney are dead, and they have been for 2 years, and she's been hiding them. I don't know why my mom decided to confess. My mom asked if it was okay if me and my youngest brother went upstairs. We went upstairs and we turned on the news, and I saw our front door on the news, and breaking news come across that they found what appears to be an old woman. They called Stoney an old woman. She was frozen, and so they couldn't accurately make out that it was a 13-year-old girl. Maybe 10 minutes passed, I believe, and we hear voices call our names. I didn't recognize the voice as my neighbors or my mom, so I didn't know until I got downstairs and saw that there were the police. My mom was in handcuffs at this point, and she called me over and started to apologize profusely and tell me that she loved me. And my mom asked me for a hug, but by this point her hands were already cuffed, so she couldn't wrap her arms around me. So she leaned her chest against mine. I didn't hug her back though. That was probably the first time I've genuinely felt anger. She just kept saying how sorry she was, how much she loved me. I moved in with my great aunt, and my aunt adopted my youngest brother. I was elated because my aunt adopting him meant that we could stay together. My aunt is the kind of person to turn on the news at 7 in the morning, and I would see pictures and videos of my mom lashing out and practically acting like a rabid dog.
I am the only one throughout both these cases. I haven't lied about anything. That's horrendous. If everybody think I am, that's fine. But I'm the only one that's not lying about anything.
I felt disgusted. I felt embarrassed that I came from that. That's my mom.
I did what I did. I did what I did for my baby. Period.
She justified my brother and sister's murders. There was no remorse because I believe at one point she clearly said if I had the chance, I'd do it again.
I definitely meant to get off. Wasn't an accident. No, not at all. If I had the chance to do it again, I would.
Over time, my stance on my mom's sentence has shifted. My stance started off as she deserves death. Now I realize that death is mercy. She has to live, and she has to remember and think about everything she's ever done and not be able to atone for it. And I think that if there's anything that she deserves is to live with that pain. For maybe the first few years, I was severely depressed, angry all the time. I didn't know how to just be happy or live. I didn't think that I should have lived through it. I thought I should have died with Steven and Stoney. I really have no idea why I'm still here, because I 100% thought that before I turned 18, I would be in that freezer as well. I'm still angry at my mom, but I don't have the unbridled rage that I used to have. Knowing that my mom is behind bars forever, never getting out, that's a type of closure for me now. She won't ever have the same freedom and ever have the same life that I'm able to discover for myself now. I haven't spoken to her about us and what happened to us. But last year, on my 24th birthday, my mom reached out from prison. She was bawling her eyes out, saying how sorry she was and that she wished she could take it all back and that she does love Stoney and she does love Steven. She was just so remorseful. She was like a baby. I want to say it's okay as my first natural response, but I stopped because no, it's not okay. It's not okay at all. There's nothing okay. And so I just say, I know. I know you are. I will never forgive her because in my eyes, that means I'm accepting it and I don't want to. But after the phone call, I kind of felt relieved because I knew now that my mom was remorseful. And then I got a little bit happy because I know what remorse will do to you. I know what guilt will do to you. If you let guilt run rampant, it will tear you down from the inside. And that's exactly what I believe now is still happening to my mom. And to me, that's kind of like a revenge all of its own. And I don't have to lift a finger.
Are you and your sister getting married? Yeah, I'm doing that.
Jesse had intentions to kill me, and he still does right now. It's also extra devastating because he's up for parole.
I just lost it.
Hello?
I remember what it did, but I don't remember doing it.
I'm extremely fearful for my life. He might get out one day. This is a picture of Jesse, who is 3 years older than me, in preschool. And he looks so cute and innocent, which is a little heartbreaking. This makes me immediately think of my brother's preschool teacher. And she told me he always kind of seemed different. He looks just so sweet and playful and childish. But when I guess the cameras weren't present, he was already kind of different. Jesse was always kind of quiet, withdrawn. He never really fit in. It honestly makes me a little sad that he could have been so cute and innocent at one point. Looking at this photo and trying to think of happy circumstances I might have shared with him, I can't. His goal in life generally was just to try to make us as miserable as he was. My mom had one of the hardest moral compasses I have ever encountered in my entire life. She raised us to know right from wrong. However, I don't remember a time when he wasn't a liar. I think probably the earliest memory I have in terms of manipulation is the Oreo story. We didn't have a lot of junk food in the house, and I remember one instance she bought like this pack of Oreos. Jesse, Amy, come here, please. And I remember Jesse being probably like 8, maybe 9, and he ate almost the whole pack in one sitting. Who ate all these? and through like gritted black teeth, Oreos full in his teeth, he said that I had eaten them.
Jesse, I see the crumbs in your teeth.
Mom made it a very strong point, though, to tell us, like, hey, if you lie to me, I won't be able to believe you. It'll be like the boy who cried wolf. And he just wouldn't step down from that lie.
I only had one. She had all the others.
Jesse absolutely knew right from wrong.
I'm not lying.
I think that he almost got off on knowing his actions were wrong and that he was getting away with them.
Fine.
He taught himself to do whatever he had to do to get whatever he wanted.
Go.
This is probably my favorite photo of the three of us. Not because it's the best photo of us, but because it really kind of painfully illustrates our dynamic a bit. That smug smirk on his face. I don't remember him being a happy kid. I don't remember him smiling a lot. And I can see in this smile the mockery. It almost looks like he's laughing at how much she adores him. It looks like she's seeing him for who she wants to see him for and not who he actually was. I was in 4th grade and he was in about 7th grade. Things were absolutely already tumultuous in our home. He would pick a fight about everything. Chores, food, mess. It doesn't matter. There was a constant fight. And the very first violent act he executed was punching a hole in the wall in our house. There were so many holes punched in the wall. Probably 10 or 15 holes this deep in our walls. And we would worry he'd hit us. He'd punch a hole and say, that could be your face. Why was he full of so much anger? We tried to make an excuse. We tried to figure it out.
Jesse, what is going on?
Nothing.
And sometimes that excuse can be my dad's absence. My dad left my mom before I was born. I really do think Jesse never got over the feeling of being abandoned from my father. But there are plenty of fatherless children who are still fully functioning adults. You have to stop this.
Or what?
And I think he allowed himself to get more and more angry as the years went on because he always thought things should have been easier for him.
Go to your room.
I think that is his very first excuse towards the path that he chose in life. As his behavior became so out of control, my mom started seeking help from medical professionals, and nobody seemed to know what to do with him. He was being detained in teen rehabilitation centers and sent home afterwards. And he became extremely angry and volatile. One day, I remember there was a knock on our door randomly, and my mom answered, and there were just some people in suits. They told her they were from CPS, Child Protective Services, and they needed us outside. So they pulled my brother and I outside.
I just need to ask you a few questions, okay?
I knew something was wrong. I knew something was weird. This wasn't right. They were asking me questions like, does your mom ever hit you?
Has she
Sorry, y'all. My bad. Hold on one second. Dude, life be life, and people have no respect, and it is what it is. But I'm almost, no. But again, here we go. I wanted to play this clip. Hold on. Let's watch a couple of Michelle's outbursts. Because you know what I want to do, Big M. I'm about to call you in a second while we listen to this outburst.
Use the recipe from the book that I found in the attic. Sugar malt shortcake. Kelly, no. What did you
But I was saying, and Michelle, her daughter was really, her interview really touched Michelle. And that's why she did. Touched her,
Touched her,
that
triggered her.
triggered her, yeah. Touched her, like, yeah. It really touched her in a bad spot.
Right, because I mean, but I do remember. Actually, Michelle did do you were right. I forgot about the prison interviews. She did do a couple prison interviews sometime a long time ago. So I wanted to play a couple of those, but yeah.
But she wasn't Michelle.
Yeah, she wasn't Michelle, and she wasn't expecting. A narcissist. In a sense, when we get away from the narcissist, we don't really people don't understand that they just because you're away from them, they still have control. Like, she thought she could still control, like, and she's still trying to control Gabby and Matt's thoughts as a narcissist. You know what I'm saying? And control the narrative.
That was the reason for her interview, was to send a message to Gabby.
Control the narrative because she is a narcissist. Yep.
That she can still touch her. She don't play about Maddie. She's going to protect Maddie at all costs.
Yeah, and to even fucking threaten her, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's crazy work, but it did definitely. That's why I'm glad we got to watch both, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy, but she's definitely strong. She's a warrior. Shout out to Gabby. Keep on keeping on. Keep your head up. And shout out to Maddie. Justice for Stoney and justice for little Stevie.
Oh, and because Gabby, she had reached out to Gabby for her 21st birthday. That I want to talk about her 21st birthday, right? And Gabby said that she was crying and remorseful.
Yeah, remember, in the interview, Michelle talked about it. She's like, we did talk, because remember, that's what made me to bring up the fact that, like, that Matthew and Gabby still have to yearn for their mother, even though she's a fucking monster. That's still their mother, and us as human beings, we always are going to want our mother, you know.
Yeah.
But what, so it's just, and it's crazy when that Gabby still. And gave her a chance to hear her, to even hear her. Do you think Gabby listened to the message from this podcaster?
Probably so. Right. Or not. I wouldn't.
I know I wouldn't. That'd probably fucking fuck up all her work,
No, it wouldn't. It wouldn't. It would just show how demonic she was, and that Gabby was right. See, when Michelle reached out to her and said she was sorry and all that kind of stuff, Gabby didn't, sympathize with her. She didn't condole her. She was like, yeah, like, you did it to yourself. You know what I'm saying? She didn't condole her. So
I hear you.
So she did. She did, and give her that justification that she was looking for.
That and then the interview, and then boom, and now she's out here raging, foaming out the mouth.
Unhinged again. She's reacting. Every action has a reaction.
If you let it.
Yeah. No, it does. Every action has a reaction. It does.
It does. It really does. That's why it's very important to educate ourselves and have, emotional intelligence, and teach our shorties emotional intelligence and all types of good shit. It's very critical. It does matter. That shit plays a big part.
This case really hit.
Man.
A lot to me.
Honestly, okay, so we got to think. 10 years ago, was Michelle Blair. Then 5 years was, Chase Allen, the blind 2-year-old. Her name's like Adaza France. That and he was 2 years old, blind. Put him in the freezer. And then now here we are in 2026, and we have this is diabolical.
It's like it's escalating.
Right. It's not again. It should not be happening.
Crimes.
Right. Like. Again, where's the rehabilitation? Why the fuck was Michelle able to even? Again, you remember there's times where I had to come off mute last night, like, oh my gosh, you guys, I'm so sorry. We were like, none of us were expecting half the shit that we heard come out of Michelle's mouth. My fucking mouth was on the floor all night. The whole time we were on here. I wish I could have been cammed up. Y'all would have been like, I was like, wow. I got to pacing. I was like, this is intense. But this is real life.
You got to see her in her.
Like a real Michelle. Woo!
her uncut, unfiltered Michelle.
Raw and
That's what the
uncut.
kids had to endure. The kids had to feel. Just imagine what the kids had to
And I want to touch
endure.
on this. How Gabby literally sounded just like Michelle.
Yes.
When she was like, that's how I know when she was like, man, take your ass back to sleep. Or, you know what I'm saying? You know, like, that was crazy.
Yeah.
And that's how you know that shit's embedded. That shit is like trauma. She's not lying.
No.
Gabby ain't lying. And for her,
It's
you know,
embedded in her. These memories are stitched into her memory.
it'll never, she'll always have it. And for her to even have to sit there and tell us, you know, my mom, like Stoney Herb, that was her full blood. They had the same daddy. She was still breathing when they put her in the freezer. That, you know how, man.
Yes.
That is so fucked up. Like, her blood, man. I give my flowers go to
And
her.
then told her, don't cry for that bitch. Really?
I mean, that sounds something like exactly what Michelle would say. Don't cry for that bitch. That's exactly what she would say, too.
Yes.
Yeah, like, so I know she ain't lying. Her verbiage is so on point when it comes to Michelle. Man.
Because it's stitched into your memory.
That part, it's embedded.
Because you hear this, it's like a blade. Because the tongue can, you know, slice, you know, a little hard in the blade sometimes. And cut hard in the blade sometimes.
You are not wrong. You are not wrong. That is some facts. Okay, let's see these burst out. These are little 2-minute clips. And then look, 7 years ago, so this was 3 years in. This was Michelle 3 years in. We just heard from Michelle 8 years in. Okay, so this is a lot older than the Michelle. Let's see if they're the same, if she's got any rehabilitation. Let's see.
You can answer that question, no, not.
You mean sexual abuse?
If that's what happened?
That definitely did happen to me. That's why I know exactly how would have grew up. I told my mother what happened to me. And the only thing she said was, it's over with, so what the you want me to do about it? What do you mean what I want you to do? You get what I'm saying? So all I could do is go back and sit in my room and just sit there and look stupid. I'm a kid. And I'm just telling you what happened to me. You didn't do about it. And plus I still had to see the person coming in and out my house. You still friends with that person.
So do you believe that the violent person you went on to become you were a product of your own childhood?
I mean, everybody have choices, so I can't just blame all that on my mom because I was still an adult. Maybe I should have tried hard to get over that. But anybody who knows me, that touching the kids, the molesting, that no. If that's one thing I definitely would have killed over, it would have always been that. It's like, I grew up I even tried to talk to my mom when I got in my mid-20s. She had strokes and things like that, and I'm like, Mom, she could barely talk. You could barely talk. Because she had so many strokes, and I'm telling you what my problem was, always with you. The hitting and all that. I just asked you to do something. The person lives around the corner on this particular time, it was just a woman named She lives around the corner. She want to walk around like she big and bad all day. My mama, you big and bad. Everybody's scared of you. But when I come to you with some real and I tell you what happened to me, you didn't walk your around that corner and do to that woman like a coward. So no. And this is why I say my kids knew better, because I've always told them everything that happened to me. I told them why, because I don't understand why it took me so long to tell my mom when I was a kid. You never talked to me about like this, but when I did come to you, you didn't do. So I always made sure I told my kids this. I told them what happened to me, how it happened to me, how the made me feel in detail. And I say, if anybody ever touches y'all, you better tell me. They knew. I always talk to my kids about that touching from anybody. So they definitely knew. And this is the part that really gets me. I used to tell her, rape is the worst thing you could do. I tell her all the time. They used to make me feel like I was nothing. It made me feel like I wasn't. You turn around and you do that to my son, you knew exactly what she was doing to him. She knew exactly what the she was doing to him. So yes, I don't care what anybody think. She had to go, period. So I damn sure wasn't about to let Grew up mad as hell all the damn time, can't trust nobody. When it was just as simple as, you're my mother, do something. Didn't call the police, didn't do just said, it's over with now, what the you want me to do about it? That's my response. So yeah, that's the problem. And this is what can happen to a kid. When like that goes, that wasn't happening to my son, period. So when I say he got closure, he got it. I know exactly what he was feeling. Even when my son was talking to me about some of the stuff, he would go like this to his face. And he was like, Mom, and it felt so nasty. And that right there, I knew exactly what he was doing. I knew how he was feeling because that's how I used to feel. When he did that, I knew it. There ain't no amount of talking. It was, no. So when you tell me she was a 13-year-old child, okay. Some of the most heinous crimes in this world has been by kids. So I don't want to hear that. That's my family. I don't give a damn what America thinks. But I also want to tell America they can kiss my ass. Don't throw no stones, because they got a whole lot coming their way too. They just feel more comfortable for them to be able to say, well, my sin is not as bad as yours. At least I didn't kill my kids. That in God's eyes, we all down here. That's period. Okay. But I love and I love and I'm always love him. That's my son.
Once again, Michelle Blair's courtroom outburst forced bailiffs to escort her out of the courtroom. Just yesterday, Blair confessed, again, that she killed her 2 children, stuffing their bodies in a freezer. 7 Action News reporter Tara Edwards was in the courtroom and brings us the latest.
Because my son knew he wasn't going to tell because he was happy that I killed them.
Michelle Blair escorted out of court by her request as she accused her murdered children of abusing their youngest sibling. This after hearing her daughter's father's attorney's closing arguments, where he stated the children were too scared to report their siblings' physical abuse. The Michigan Department of Health and Human Services wants to terminate her parental rights along with the rights of the kids' fathers, Stephen Barry and Alexander Dorsey. The state argues the fathers, who each have a living child as well as a deceased child with Blair, did nothing to protect them.
Mr. Dorsey was out living when Stoney was killed. Those were his words. He was living. He was eating. He was sleeping, not being abused, beaten, starved, burned, scalded, going about his own life.
Judge Edward Joseph in the end said there was enough reason to terminate all of the parents' parental rights.
And there is no way that a parent could be oblivious to all of those things. It is too much. It goes over too long of a time period. Any parent who was involved in their child's life would know if they were physically abused, would know how they were doing in school, are they going to school.
Judge Joseph
Shout out to that family judge, because fuck yeah, he's making a really loud statement. Any real parent would know. My shorty would never be in the freezer for, no, never.
Not at all.
So, I ain't mad at you, Judge.
decided there should be a best interest hearing. The 2 living children fathered by each of the men will be psychologically evaluated, and so will their parents before a final decision is made. The psychological evaluations will take place in July. The final part in this hearing will take place on July 27th. No decision is expected before then. At the Lincoln Juvenile Hall of Justice in Detroit.
Yes, the question today is, should the parents of 2 children who survived the unthinkable, living with a mom who killed 2 of their siblings and hid them in a freezer in their home, should those parents of those kids lose parental rights? As an attorney for one of the dads asked questions in court, the mom, who's convicted of murder, yelled out.
Keep playing the blame game. That's your only focus.
Hold on, Ms. Blair.
The woman convicted of killing 2 of her children does not want their fathers to have custody. She blames them for being absent. In court, we heard from a doctor who evaluated the kids. He said they lived in terror. They were on edge always with post-traumatic stress, fearing their mom would kill them. He said their dads weren't there for them.
That the fathers were not available, that the fathers were periodic, that Mr. Berry, the primary concern was his, I'm going to say relationship, but she would define the coming in and staying at their house, meaning Maddie and the mother and Gabby's house, and that relationship was out of his need of needing a place to stay or needing money or needing food, that was the basis of the relationship.
If the parental rights are terminated, it's possible that these 2 kids will live with another relative who has been taking care of them, who this expert says has been helping them thrive. We'll let you know what happens. Reporting live in Detroit, Kim Russell, 7 Action News.
Wait, time is approximately
Taxes was feeling unwelcome. Now Taxes is an open door, literally, to new TurboTax stores. Meet our experts in person. They're ready to do your taxes for you.
More breaking news right now. The medical examiner has completed the autopsies on 2 children found stuffed in their mother's freezer.
Their deaths have been ruled a homicide. 7 investigator Jonathan Carlson joins us live from the family's home on the city's east side with the breaking developments. Jonathan.
It was the
Good afternoon. Yeah, the mother remains in jail on $1 million bond. The prosecutor's office tells me that they needed that autopsy.
Big M, you say something?
Yeah, it was the east side.
I knew that the room report, they said the west side. I'm like, nah. I was like, I'm pretty damn sure, but I knew she was from the west side, but I knew I should have just, damn it. I knew it was the east side, damn it. She's just from the west.
But at some point, you look possessed. Go ahead and pat her. I'll make sure she...
reports so they can move ahead in the next couple of days on possible murder charges. Let me also show you the memorial that continues to grow here. This just shows you just how much this has impacted the community here. There is going to be a vigil coming up tonight at 7 o'clock. Those that didn't even know the 2 kids killed continue to stop by, adding to the memorial set up here. Autopsies were completed on Stony Blair and her half-brother Stephen Berry today. Both were murdered by way of blunt force trauma, and young Stephen burned and beaten before he was stuffed in a freezer, his sister suffering a similar fate. It's all too much for those gathering at the scene.
I gotta go. It's just so sad. It's a shame that in 2 years, just ain't nobody even thought of it ever.
Thank you. Now, the 7 investigators also learning through documents that state officials knew that there was abuse going on here for a number of years and failed to do enough about it. We'll have much more on that coming up tonight at 5 o'clock. A lot of still unanswered questions. We're live in Detroit. I'm Jonathan Carlson, the Now Detroit.
Jonathan, thanks.
Step into a neighborhood that appears
It was the last day of testimony in the custody case of the mother charged with killing her 2 children and stuffing their bodies in a freezer.
The case also involves 2 fathers, and they had such little contact with their children they didn't even know their kids were dead for more than 2 years. 7 Action News reporter Kimberly Craig was in court and has the very latest developments.
Everybody want to know, yes, I did kill her!
Hard to believe a woman who admits to killing her 13-year-old daughter and torturing her 9-year-old son. And
latest developments.
Everybody want to know, yes, I did kill her!
Hard to believe a woman who admits to killing her 13-year-old daughter and torturing her 9-year-old son until he also died could be called a caring mother by anyone. But Victoria Johnson says that's the Michelle Blair she knew.
She was very protective of her kids.
of all kids, not just her kids.
She says she once overheard Blair begging one of her daughter's fathers for food.
This was like her third or fourth phone call that day that I seen, and he was drunk, and he wouldn't bring them nothing to eat. And she was crying because she didn't have a way to the soup kitchen to go pick them up some food, or no money to buy them no food. So we got them food. And I took her to the soup kitchen to get them food.
Attorneys for the children's fathers, Alexander Dorsey and Stephen Berry, say the state is to blame because they were aware of abuse in 2002 and 2005 and did not see fit to remove Blair's children. The state says if both fathers were ever around long enough or cared enough, they would have seen the continued signs of abuse all over the children's bodies. Dorsey admits he hadn't seen his daughter Stoney in over 2 years before he found out she had been killed and shoved in the freezer.
Did Mr. Dorsey say, we really got to keep an eye on the girls and keep checking them for any injuries?
No.
That was never discussed after 05?
No.
Like Dorsey, the state says Stephen Berry should also lose his parental rights to a surviving son because he was also missing in action when it came to being a dad.
Did Mr. Berry indicate when the last time he had contact with his children was?
He stated in 2012.
The judge could make his decision on whether to move forward with stripping all 3 parents of their parental rights when the trial resumes later this month. In Detroit, Kimberly Craig, 7 Action News.
To begin with that disturbing outburst, Michelle Blair, you saw her, that mother accused of killing her children, putting them in a freezer. Well, she lost control during a custody hearing.
Boy, did she. She is fighting for the rights of her surviving children, and things got ugly in court real fast. Let's go live to 7 Action News reporter Kimberly Craig.
Michelle Blair herself admits to killing her 2 children, and she is angry when she puts much of the blame on the children's 2 fathers.
Everybody want to know? Yes, I did kill her!
In a lightning bolt of emotion, Michelle Blair admits to killing her 13-year-old daughter, Stoney Blair, because she believed the teen and her 9-year-old son, whom she's also accused of murdering, had been harming her youngest child. Blair is charged with their murders, but the trial that began today is about the state attempting to terminate Blair's parental rights to her 2 surviving children and terminate the rights of both fathers. An attorney for the state suggesting Stephen Berry and Alexander Dorsey are deadbeat dads who didn't care about any of their children until 9-year-old Stephen Berry and 13-year-old Stoney Blair were found dead in their mother's freezer earlier this year. Investigators believe Blair killed little Stephen first in 2012 and put him in her freezer. Then they say a year later Blair killed her 13-year-old daughter. Prosecutors say her dad knew there was abuse.
What happens when your kids come to visit you in 2005?
Sister gave him a bath, seen whips on her back.
Who's seen whips?
My sister.
Your sister. Did you see these whips?
She showed them to me.
Are these long red marks?
No, they was healed up by the time I seen them.
Healed up. But do they appear to be long, like lines?
No, it's like slashes.
Another one of Michelle Blair's outbursts came as an attorney for one of the fathers was addressing the court.
So I asked the court not to be so inflamed by the mother's actions as to place those on my client. The allegations against my client, Mr. Berry, are failure to protect and abandonment.
And never being there for his kids.
Mother,
She was
stop.
always on sex sites, though,
Mother,
right?
mother, listen to me.
I had to beg you to come see me. For real,
Mother, listen to
no
me.
matter how much you lie or how your lawyers lie.
You done, Mother? Listen to me. This is a civil case. It's not a criminal case. We can and we will do it without you.
I never
We
tried to
will
say I
do it
didn't. I
without
did
you.
it, but that does not negate the fact that they were never there for their children. I had to struggle with them all the time. They were never there.
You get
Stephen,
your
you
chance.
know we had to beg you. Me, Stephen, all of us used to cry for you.
You're not going to be able to
I'm
stay,
good.
Mother.
Come here.
There are rules.
And deputies had to take Michelle Blair out of the courtroom once again. And then there was also a moment when the judge was talking about Blair's youngest son, telling a social worker that he saw his mom kill his sister and brother. Blair then blurted out at that moment, quote, "He didn't see me kill Stephen because it was unintentional." The trial resumes tomorrow morning, and we will certainly be there. Reporting live in Detroit, Kimberly Craig, 7 Action News. Back to you.
And Kim, she still wants custody of her children? Still?
Yes, the two surviving children. She very much does still want to maintain custody of those children. She would say their names in courtroom, and she said after she would introduce herself, she would say, "I'm Michelle Blair," and she would say her children's 2 names, and she says, "And I will always be their mother," but she would not talk about the deceased children.
All right, Kim, just a hard day in court to watch. Thank you much.
Understand the city where this tragedy unfolded. Detroit, the Motor City, home to Ford, Chrysler, what some may consider become. Symbolized muscle cars and middle-class dreams became more synonymous with crime, riots, urban decay, and suburban flight. This was the backdrop Michelle lived in, a city of contrasts, the shadow of what it once was and the harsh reality of what it had become. A place where hardship was common, pain was often invisible, and survival was the only constant. Michelle was certainly a product of this environment, and as a single mother with what some may consider alleged deadbeat fathers, economically she struggled. Before the headlines, Michelle Blair looked like any other woman. In photos from her younger years, she seemed vibrant, smiling, even playful. A single mother of 4, trying to hold her family together. But the truth was, she was struggling. She lived in low-income housing, often behind on rent and bills. Her children, 2 girls and 2 boys, were rarely seen outside. Teachers noticed the absences. Social workers had been called more than once. And behind all of that was another silence. The fathers of Michelle's children were largely absent. Whatever role they might have played in offering stability, discipline, or even just presence wasn't there. Michelle carried it all, and for a woman already fractured by her own past trauma, that weight was crushing. So when the storm came, and that it came through Michelle alone, with no partner, no real support system, no balance, no mental health help, no voice of reason. The rules of her house were hers and hers only. And as we'll see, those rules became absolute and absolutely fatal to her kids. When the investigator asked why did she do this to her kids, Michelle didn't begin with her children. She began with herself. As a child, she said she had been abused, and when she told her mother, the response was cold and dismissive. Her mom said, "It's over with. What do you want me to do about it?" That response cut deep. That dismissal became the wound she never recovered from. And this is where we need to pause, because what Michelle carried was more than pain. It was deep, festering trauma. When listening to Michelle talk about the pain she experienced as a child, you can hear the anguish in her voice. Michelle was mentally ill, though she didn't want to admit it, and certainly did not want anyone to think it either. But any sane person who cares to look beyond her crimes can tell something was off upstairs. This does not make her less responsible for her actions, but it does explain the factors that influenced her behavior. Let's take a moment to explore one of these factors, psychological trauma. Psychological trauma is an emotional response to a distressing event or situation that shatters your sense of safety. Traumatic experiences often involve a direct threat to life or security, but sometimes it's not only the event itself, it's the silence afterward, the dismissal, the isolation. While most people may eventually recover from trauma with time and the proper support, if untreated, others continue to experience it like a wound that never closes. The symptoms may fade from the surface, but inside, the fear, anger, and mistrust keep growing, awaiting the right trigger to fester up into something explosive. Michelle never healed. She spoke often of abandonment and betrayal, by her mother, by a father she never knew, and by the men who cycled in and out of her life. That anger ran deep. She admits she spoke openly and in my opinion too openly, with her own children about the abuse she endured. She cited that the worst thing you can ever do is touch someone inappropriately. To her kids, she described her experiences as a youth in detail and warned them constantly, "If anyone ever touches you, you tell me. If you ever touch one another, I'll know, and you'd better never do it." In her mind, this was protection, but in reality, it was the transfer of her unhealed trauma. Her children didn't grow up with normal boundaries or in normal loving conditions. They grew up under the shadow of her pain. So when her young son used two dolls to act out what Michelle believed were inappropriate acts, she didn't see a child's imagination. When her son accused his siblings of abuse, she didn't take the proper steps to investigate it. She didn't even think that perhaps they are children and they may not understand what they are saying or doing. She saw betrayal. She saw the predator from her past. She saw demons, and age did not matter to Michelle. Michelle said they knew exactly what they were doing. While Michelle claimed she was of sound mind, she clearly wasn't. Unfortunately, in extreme cases, untreated trauma causes mental illness, and someone with a mental illness cannot think logical. Their reasoning is grossly flawed. When the judge asked Michelle if, when she was physically harming Stephen, was it also her intent to inflict serious mental harm? Michelle literally did not know what the judge meant. Michelle asked, "What do you mean? Like mentally damage him? Beat him in the head or something?" The judge clarified. She said, "Like making his thoughts not right." Michelle responded, "No." I gasped, as Michelle did not seem to understand that physically beating a child to the point of absence of life, throwing hot water on their genitals, and starving them, in fact, also creates mental anguish. You see, in Michelle's twisted reasoning, she believed Stoney and Stephen deserved to be unalived, especially Stoney because she was older. To bring this full circle, Michelle's actions may have been to prove to her youngest son that she is not the type of mother that will look away. She saw herself in her youngest son, and she definitely did not and would not allow him to grow up thinking she did nothing to protect him. She was going to deliver the justice that she never received. Michelle is not the only culpable party in this tragedy. One question lingers. Where were the fathers of these children? When the case went to court and the focus shifted to parental rights, prosecutors didn't just focus on Michelle. They also looked at the men who fathered her children, Alexander Dorsey and Stephen Barry, and what the court found was damning. In legal terms, fathers are expected to provide support, protection, care, and consistency. But when it came to Dorsey and Barry, none of those words applied. Instead, the court used words like abandoned, deserted, forsaken, relinquished. Stephen Barry admitted he had no contact with his children for well over 5 years. At the time, his son, Stephen Jr., was tragically unalived. Barry was incarcerated. But even after his release, he made no effort to confirm his son was alive. Alexander Dorsey's absence was no less devastating. While his daughter Stoney was being beaten, starved, and tortured, he described himself as simply living, eating, sleeping, going about his life with no concern about the welfare of his children. The court concluded both men had abandoned their children, not just the two who were unalived at the hands of their mother, Michelle Blair, but also the two who survived. They failed to protect them from Michelle's abuse. They failed to even check if their children were safe. They failed to provide love, care, and support. And so, Michelle was left the sole authority in that home. One fractured, angry woman with no partner, no counterbalance, and no one willing to intervene. In the end, the children were not just abandoned by Michelle's violence,
Everybody look at that monster. So much rage.
I think it was jealousy of Stony.
Man, yeah, this is crazy. I kind of wanted to get in the mind of her a little bit, see what they had to say, but kind of we already knew everything. We were right on the nose, you know.
Yep,
Damn, we might as well go to school for therapy too, dog. But I'm gonna say this because we are gonna come back. I think that is gonna be all she wrote for Michelle Blair. Wow. Again, we just heard. You seen the one mother, the interview, the prison interview with beep 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 beep. We heard the raw and the uncut. But it's real life, bro. It's real
So,
life.
what's your final thoughts on her? Do you think she could be rehabilitated? Do you think that she would ever be accountable, hold herself accountable for, well, have remorse?
Well, when I seen her 3 years in, and then now we seen her 8 years in, she's the same broad. I think no to each question. What about you?
No, hell no.
Hecky no in my big invoice. Heck no and hecky no.
If she now if she gets therapy, I mean real therapy, I'm talking about sit on the couch and resolve and get medicated and apply with it, she can probably see her wrongs.
I got you. I got one for you, Big Air. Do you think if Matthew got a hold of her and talked to her, do you think Matthew told her that never happened to me? How do you think she would respond to that?
She won't believe it.
Think she would Matthew would meet the same Michelle that he always knew?
Yes.
I concur on that statement. I'm gonna have to rock with you with that one, Big M. I agree. I do agree. Man, y'all, this shit is deep and it is uncomfortable, but again, it's real life. It's real life. And sometimes, you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, you know, all these years, you know, all them the mainstream interviews, we really didn't. I mean, again, I want to see the raw and uncut. I want to see the real. I don't want to see what they want us to see. You know what I'm saying? I want to see the real. So I'm gonna have to, you know.
Well, my take on her, she will never own up to what she did. And if Matthew come out and tell her that, she will say that he's been brainwashed.
You already know she's gonna continue with that narcissistic behavior.
Because she did say in what a lady said in the interview that she saw herself in Matthew.
That kind of blew me a little bit, but
I did say that.
You did. You hit it right on the nose. You did. You did, Big M. You did say his age. It had to be his age. Who do you? So this Nisha Harris on Glendale Street.
I do these cases for real.
Oh yeah, we got a passion. We actually have a heart. You know. You gotta have at least a little bit of a heart. So again, I remember at the beginning of this video, y'all, we did an update on any court hearings involving the monster butts. No updates, not a one. Just wanted to put that PSA out there one more again, and I showed the receipts with it. You know, in my opinion, if we're gonna put out some information that's really big, we better have our receipts with it. By golly.
Yes.
You come out here speaking on a high profile case that is still being investigated, have your fucking receipts, please. And thank you. So, we're going to end it like we always do. Good old Winnie the Poohski, Christopher Robin, y'all. You know, you're smarter than you think. You're braver than you believe. You're stronger than you seem. I always feel it in my heart, y'all. I'm doing the strong arm right now, every time, like every time. Remember, it's all love over here. It's all love and positivity. Oh, and it's real over here too. Don't get it twisted. Just because it's real don't mean it's not love. You know, that's what I think people do have twisted out here. Again, And y'all be real smooth with it, real cool with it, and most importantly, as true as you can be with it. Big M.
Peace.
All right, y'all. In my Big M voice, peace. We'll be back. Jack. Be smooth now.
You know we need it. I've never seen so much pain. We have the faith for now. Your victory we will gain.
You ready? Where them fans at? Where them fans at? Where them fans at? Hit me one time.